is what I think. I will drown in pain. Yeah. Paint away day and night, 6 hearts, hope I'm okay. You're alright, goodbye then if you dare. Someone new is pulling everywhere. I'm afraid to let them. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. I will drown in pain. Yeah. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. I will drown in pain. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. Nothing is what I think. Yeah. 'Cause I will drown in pain. I've been so overcritical of myself. I've been afraid to say I'm in too deep. Lighting up a cigarette, make up for it well. I am one of those you'll never trust, so drink me. Feel like an angel. Feeling like I wish I always did. Like an angel. 'Cause this time I might be tempted. Take no time to underestimate yourself. I'm still looking for something pure and sweet. I found it. Yeah, I'm a stranger when I'm always well. Don't you ever notice I run in places?
Let's go!
Complications.
Always get into these. Let's go again, because I might be tempted. How we doing Tuesday night? I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love with everything. I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love with everything but me.
Complications
Let's go!
always get me into these
Situations again,
because
because I might be tempted. I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love with everything. I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm Let's go. Oh. Dude, that's a good tune, bro. All right, we're going to enjoy a minute of Radiant while people pile in here. And then we're going to get going. We have a lot to talk about, dude. Today's a day of, like, I don't know, some dirty politics happening. Dude, it's grimy, but we're gonna talk about it.
I'd
Rather be found. It gets better, I wonder. You like the tunes? Thank you, Fabiola. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. Catching oysters? All right. I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. Your radiant truth, I know that you will understand, because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. Your radiant. Hey, let's go. Oh shit, dude, how we doing? Dude, today today was some grimy politics. And now, and what's interesting, so what's interesting is here, hold on. I'm gonna fucking enjoy this for a minute. We're just gonna enjoy this fucking little bit of the chorus, and then we're gonna get into it. So here's what I find interesting, guys. All right, let me get the stream recording here. Myself, my heart's unbreaking. Oh, dude, I love this tune, bro. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Woo! All right. Now we're gonna get into the politics. We're gonna not do a long intro today. So here's what I think was really interesting about today. Obviously, we're gonna talk about the vote and the surprise of the vote. I mean, I had predicted that it was going to be at least 320. It turns out the vote was almost unanimous. There was one defector. And of course, it was Clay Higgins, which you guys may remember. He was the guy that presided over that committee meeting when they sort of ambushed the meeting and voted to subpoena the Epstein estate. Okay, remember Robert Garcia? When they snuck it, and the guy who was like, they took a vote, and he said the nay has it, even though the whole room said aye. He tried to sabotage it by saying the nay has it. And then they took a roll call and realized that everybody in the room voted to subpoena the files. That's the guy who voted no, Clay Higgins. Same fucking guy, bro, which is wild. But I think the thing that was really funny was what happened with the Senate, because the Senate just moved right ahead with it instantaneously. And we're going to look at Mike Johnson's reaction, okay? Because Mike Johnson, he looked stressed out with the fact that the Senate didn't modify that bill and just automatically approved it. Like, did you see that? He seemed fucking stressed. Okay, I thought that was interesting. And then I did see somebody in chat mention the 𝗙cie_𝗶𝗶𝗹𝗀 thing, which is intriguing. I have a lot of I have a lot of 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗀 feelings on both sides of that. And there was a lot of like dirty politics that happened today. And this is what's really interesting, okay? Because a lot of times the Democrats complain about the Republicans and how the Democrats are soft and they're weak and they fucking turn on their own or whatever. The Republicans hold solid and this, that, and the other. But the Democrats made a like dirty politics move today that I frankly was pretty impressed by. And I don't know how a lot of people are going to feel about it because it's not in the normal vein of politics, but it was around the 𝗙cie𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗀 situation, okay? And the 𝗙cie𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗀 situation, okay? Now, maybe we'll start there, okay? Maybe we'll start there, okay? Because the thing about this, guys, is so if you don't know who 𝗙cie𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗀 is, okay? She is the representative from the Virgin Islands. Okay, so there's an elected representative of the U.S. Virgin Islands because it's a territory, but they don't have a vote. Okay, they sit on committees, they're allowed to speak, they participate in hearings, but they don't have a vote. And she is like vehemently anti-Trump, and she's been a very strong anti-Trump mouthpiece. Okay, now, obviously, if you roll back in time, I mean, there's a certain amount of grime there because Jeffrey Epstein was her constituent, okay? He was, right? I mean, he was the biggest, probably the wealthiest guy in the Virgin Islands. And he also had a lot of dirt on Trump. It was pretty well known about like the Trump-Epstein relationship, I'm sure, in power circles, even after he had been arrested, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like people knew, these politicians certainly knew who was getting money. And for the most part, politicians will take money from just about everybody. So anyway, to make a long story short, 𝗙cie𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 was taking money from Jeffrey Epstein, and she was like mining him for information, for dirt on Donald Trump while attacking Donald Trump. All right, which, like, I mean, there are, like, I imagine many ethical concerns around this, but as we're going to find out through the course of these files coming out, I don't think she's going to be the only person that was seeking out Jeffrey Epstein's ear on dirt on Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? And what's more, though, if we could zoom out a little bit, outside of the Epstein, like you take him out of the equation. And I think this is just one of the really nastier parts of U.S. politics. And maybe it's politics all over the world, but it's the people getting dirt on other people, right? I mean, this is an extensive part of politics, from like the dossier, the Steele dossier, the Mueller report. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're using legitimate channels or you're hiring somebody to do Oppo research, people wading into the muck to get dirt on their opponents is like a grimier underside part of politics. Now, here's what I thought of, though, okay? Though, like, obviously we see that 𝗙cie𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 was engaged in whatever, allegedly these text messages, right, with Epstein to have him listen to Cohen's testimony and illuminate her to weak spots, okay, right? Now, what I thought is that grimy? Yes. Is it illegal? No, it's not. I mean, technically she was texting a powerful constituent. But you know, the first thing I thought of, guys, the first thing I thought of was I'd like to see every one of those senators and reps who they're texting with during those hearings. Wouldn't that be interesting? Because the thing is I know it's not just 𝗙cie𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, right? I know that during those hearings and during that shit, all of those people are texting with donors. Many of them may be texting with Trump. You know what I'm saying? So right? You know what I mean? Like a lot of this stuff, okay, is going on, okay? You know, on all sides. Like, should they reprimand 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗪? I don't know, because I don't know. Like, should we look at everybody's phone records during hearings and then punish everybody? Or like, fuck it, do we just forge ahead? I don't really know the answer to that question, right? But it gets better, though, okay? It gets better. Now, one thing I do want to say is somebody did ask a question. So Dushan says, I just don't understand, why wasn't anything discovered when DJT was vetted before his presidency? So first off, this was discovered, okay? The Epstein thing was discovered before DJT ran in 2016. It absolutely was. People knew about Epstein. It was something that came up, but he denied it and he moved on. Now, a key piece of evidence, the key piece of evidence, guys, was Virginia Giuffre did a civil lawsuit against Ghislaine Maxwell in 2015. So it wasn't until 2017, 2018 when we had a lot of the information. Okay, everybody knew Trump was connected to Epstein, but nobody knew there had been no depositions. There was all the shit from his first case in Florida, the immunity deal was gone. It got zapped and put away into a safe that only Pam Bondi had access to. So what ended up happening was it was that civil suit between Ghislaine Maxwell and Virginia Giuffre that got depositions and got a whole bunch of shit into the public record that then from 2017, 2018 and beyond, the reporters, specifically Julie K. Brown from the Miami Herald, dug into it. And that's when the story started gaining steam. So we knew about this. We just didn't have any of the ammunition in 2015 and 2016 when Trump started his run. And again, if Virginia Giuffre had not done that civil suit, this would have never gone anywhere. It would have literally just disappeared. Okay? I shit you not. Virginia Giuffre saved this with that lawsuit. Now, but let me share with you the dirty politics part of this, though, okay? Because Tim Burchett is crying, bro, okay? So check this out. Now, I do want to share something with you guys, okay? I want to share something because we do have to look at something, okay? Tim Burchett is crying about what went down with the 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗪 situation, okay? Because the Republican response, all right, you may have noticed, okay? Here's what happened. So the day of the shutdown ending, the Dems released 3 emails, okay? They released the dog barking Trump spent with victims, right? They released a couple of emails about Trump. Then the Republicans countered with a release of 20,000 documents. Now, there were a number of things in those documents that were specifically aimed at Democrats. One was the 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗪, texting Jeff Epstein. Another one's like Hakeem Jeffries trying to get some money, et cetera, okay? So they released some specific Democrat attacky shit, and they wanted to censure 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗪 immediately. That was immediately the Republicans' move. Now, we got to look at who the Republicans have chosen to censor lately. They wanted to censure Representative McIver. That was the black woman who went to the ICE facility in New Jersey with the mayor and the mayor got arrested, and she was in the sort of pushing scrum going into the fence. They tried to charge her with assault, and immediately the House wanted to censure her, the black woman, Representative McIver. Then they wanted to censure Ilhan Omar, a black woman, a Somalian woman, right, who's a Muslim. And then sure enough, guys, who did they want to censure this time? The minute there was Jeffrey Epstein contact, the black woman, 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗶𝗀. You see how the Republicans are operating here? They're trying to fucking censure the black women. Okay, now, if you want to open up and start censoring all the reps, okay, well, let's impeach Trump and fucking censure Plaskett and censure fucking everybody who's had contact. We can go through the gamut, and every politician that was involved with Epstein and that took money from him, you could get rid of them all, but we're not going to just grab one of them. Like, certainly, is Stacey Plaskett texting Epstein during a hearing? Is that dirty? Yeah, it's dirty. It's not illegal, but it's dirty. But it's not any dirtier than what Donald Trump is involved with. So, I mean, you're not going to kick her out of the House and not impeach him, in my eyes. But here's, though, where the dirty politics gets in, that I want to show you that the Dems are actually being strategic, okay? Now, look at this. Let's watch Burchett, because he is crying, okay? Because they thought they had this. They thought they were going to censure her, and it was going to be their big news story of like, aha, we censured the Democrat who was in cahoots with Jeffrey Epstein, okay? Now watch what happens, though, because this shit is crazy.
Hey everybody, Tim Burchett, late vote series to censor delegate 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗶𝗀. She's the one that was received a sizable contribution from Epstein, which apparently is legal. I'm not sure, but she also is
apparently is legal.
The one who
Dadgum
was texting with him during a committee hearing, getting instructions on how to better attack Trump from Epstein, sending her the text. And so she's on some pretty powerful committees, and that just tells you how corrupt this place is. But the disgusting thing about it was 4 Republicans chose not to vote. 3 Republicans voted present, and 3 Republicans voted no.
All right, so dude, he's sad. You see how sad he is? He's sad because they thought they had her censured, okay? And they didn't. You know why? Because 4 Republicans chose to not vote, 3 voted no, and 3 voted present, okay? Yeah, they want to censure her without any investigation. But here's what's crazy about this, guys, is that it goes deeper than this, okay? And let me show you what the Dem strategy is. Now, you may not like this because what I'm going to share with you is dirty. It's dirty politics, but I actually like it because I feel like it's the first time I'm seeing the Democrats play this shit like the Republicans. So here's what happens, okay? There is a rep from Florida, okay? A guy named Corey Mills, all right? This guy is despicable, okay? This guy right here is despicable. You know what I'm saying? Corey Mills is this guy, okay? Right? This guy. Now, you ready for this? This guy is a Florida rep, and he has some, there's some, like, I don't know the full story, and we can look at it, but Corey Mills, like, I think he beat up his girlfriend or some shit. It was like some DV kind of stuff, okay? Now, you ready for this, though? So watch this, though, because this guy, all right, he's your district rep. Yeah, he's disgusting. But so check this out. So they were going to censure and investigate Corey Mills because of course he's being like a Republican. He's refusing to resign. Okay. But the idea is so it looks like what the Democrats did was they cut a deal with Republicans. So the Republicans didn't vote to censure 𝗙cie 𝗵𝗪𝗪. Okay. Just enough of them peeled off, and they didn't vote to censure 𝗙cie 𝗵𝗪𝗪. So they didn't censure Corey Mills. Now, but you're like, why would they not want to censure Corey Mills? Why would they let this guy, this abusive guy, go? And you know why? Is because they're going to win his seat. Okay? They let him off because they have a really good candidate running against him, and they're pretty certain that they can win his seat because of those charges and that like problematic stuff. Okay. So, right. So what they did was they made a deal to save 𝗵𝗪𝗪 from censure and keep him in Congress so he can run again. And then I think they're going to take his seat. Okay. And dude, that's like dirty. That is like grimy dirty. Dude, I mean, I love it. I do. I love it. I mean, I know I probably shouldn't love it, but I like to see that level of gnarl there. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately the censure wouldn't have done much. Okay. The censure I don't think it would have passed. Right. Anyway, right. I don't think it would have passed. Or even if it did, it would have just removed him from some committees. It wouldn't have punished him. Even with an investigation, it would have gone the Matt Gaetz route where, with Mike Johnson in charge, the investigation was never going to throw this guy under the bus. So the point being is one of the things, Mills is this guy. Right. So the thing is one of the things that I like about this is there's a couple of things I like about this. One is the fact of the matter is 𝗙cie 𝗵𝗪𝗪𝗪 is a very powerful anti-Trump voice, and she is a very powerful fighter of Trump. And because she's from the Virgin Islands, she's connected to the Epstein estate and whatever information they have about Trump. So she is she's a powerful ally in the stopping Trump fascism. And the Dems didn't just roll over on her. They didn't force her to resign like Al Franken. They didn't fucking back down. They cut a deal to actually keep her on her committees. She is on intel committees. You know what I'm saying? So I like that. And is it the high integrity move? Not. It's not the high integrity move. But the problem is we've been doing the high integrity moves when we're fighting against Republicans who will literally go underground with their moves. So seeing us protect the interest of holding on to the fighters, even though they're a little bit tainted, I like it. You know what I'm saying? Is Florida redistricting Mills district? I don't know. We'll see what happens. But again, even with those states, if they redistrict, that's not going to guarantee wins for them. You know what I'm saying? The redistricting is a little more complicated, I think, than the fucking Republicans. But there's more on that too, though, because there was a decision today about Texas. Texas got very bad news as well. But so, dude, I don't know. I'm actually walked away from today being really impressed. Okay, because I was like, God damn, bro, this time around, the Democrats they're not eating, the leopards are not eating the faces in the Democratic fucking government party. And that I like to see. Okay, I do. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm all for people stepping down and shit when they fuck up. But I mean, dude, there hasn't even been an investigation yet of 𝗙cie 𝗵𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪. They wanted to censure her right away, and they don't even know if she did anything wrong. I mean, not everybody who took money from Jeffrey Epstein like, you know, trafficked girls. I mean, technically they do by extension, but like, bro, it's like, dude, so many people are dirty in politics, and the donors, like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like this. When you find out Bill Gates, you know, did something with girls, we're not going to get rid of our Microsoft PCs, guys. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're all dirty. Like, in this capitalism world, we're all dirty. It's just, are we the actual criminals? You know what I'm saying? Yes. Like, every donor is dirty. Every corporation is dirty. Every fucking, you use Linux? Good for you, Shiloh. That's amazing. Right? You know, I love it. Dude, they make us complicit. See, I don't even think they make us complicit necessarily. I think because America was founded on genocide and slavery, I think we're all just complicit. I mean, America was founded on genocide, slavery, and imperialism, brutal capitalist imperialism. So unfortunately, we're all a little bit more complicit than we wish we were, you know, sadly. But yeah, I was a little impressed by this. You know, because the thing is now Republicans are worried, okay? Because Mace was going after Corey Mills. Mace was fighting against this guy, and they really wanted to bring this guy down. And they're mad, though. The Plaskett censure failed because House leadership exchanged that censure failure for the withdrawal of a vote to censure and refer Corey Mills. Okay? And the reason being, though, is they want Corey Mills to run again. Okay? They want Corey Mills to run again. And, right? That's what it was. They want fucking Corey Mills to run again, and they want to fucking take his seat. Okay? Right? You know what I'm saying? Because right here, dude, people are flipping out. Go Dems finally playing their trump card. Let's go, Red Bone. Now, I'm probably gonna get a lot of heat from this, but dude, I like this shit. Okay, I like this shit. You know what I'm saying? I like this kind of fucking dirty politics. They ain't gonna get what they want. Let's go. I mean, dude, so you ready? Let me just put it to you this way. I am a man of integrity, okay? I am very much into transparency and openness and not playing games. And I wish politics did not involve dirt and grime and undercutting and kneecapping people. I wish politics didn't involve any of that nasty shit, okay? You know what I'm saying? I wish it didn't. And there are certain areas where you got to be careful of, like, not letting that shit creep in to corruption when you start taking bribes and you start selling out your principles. However, the fact that dirty politics exists, and there are times when you have to do the dirty shit to get the win that's going to be better for everybody in the country. I like the fact that the Dems are now getting into the muck, you know what I'm saying, and doing that shit, because the Republicans have been doing this shit for fucking 25 years. And we've been doing we're going to be the high road while they've been eating us alive. You know what I'm saying? And so I like the fact that we're getting dirty now. Let's get in the muck. You know what I'm saying? Fucking knee deep, waist deep. Let's get in there and fucking slam some motherfuckers. You know, that is where I'm at. I am like, dude, they go low and we're going to take a bat and go even lower, you know? And so, dude, that is it. Like, I thought today was actually pretty cool. Okay. But dude, Tim Burchett, though, listen to him, though. Listen, you see how sad he is? You see how sad he is? And you know why he's sad? Here's why he's sad. Okay, he's sad and he's saying, oh, the swamp, whatever, swamp protects itself. He's blaming it on the swamp. But like, dude, he's the fucking swamp. Dude, he fucking covers for Trump, who is right up there with Epstein. This guy is dirty, lying about drag queens. But you know why he's sad? He's sad because the Democrats played the dirt and fucking won, is why he's sad. Because the Democrats threatened Corey Mills in order to guarantee the safety of 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗀, to guarantee the safety of their Trump fighter connected to the Epstein estate, and they're going to go after his district. And he's like, we got fucking played, bro. You know what I'm saying? Dude, that's why he's sad. Because their little, like, get everything they want by stomping over people ain't working anymore. Because the Dems are playing dirty too. But watch him.
So it failed. And what they did was they cut a deal. They cut a deal on an ethics vote on a Republican. And that's just wrong. Everybody ought to stand on their own. If it were truly, we don't care whose party these sex offenders and all this other stuff are in.
Dude, by the way, he voted for a sex offender and protects a sex offender every fucking day, bro. He does. He's talking about sex offenders, dadgum. I voted for a dadgum sex offender. Now I'm going to go home and I'm going to get on my Grindr profile all night. Dude, he's going to go home and he's going to Grindr to X4, baby.
We're going after him. Then we start cutting deals. To me, it's really disgusting. I get disgusted about some things, but this is one that's really, really bad. You've got some people on there who are chairmen of committees and things like that. And that's the kind of people we put in leadership. It's bogus and it stinks. And the first opportunity I get to speak to our leadership, I will give them a piece of my mind, and I doubt it will go anywhere. But
see, also though, Tim Burchett looks sad. You know what else he's sad? Is he's sad that he's never going to be part of leadership, right? Like, you know what I mean? He's never going to be part of leadership, I don't think. You know, that's why he's sad, because he's like, you know, he's a drag queen chaser, little Christian culture warrior freak who used like the dirtiest ass Donald Trump to like gain a little bit of power and become like, oh, I'm going to get a national profile, a little bit of one by, you know, polishing Trump's knob the whole time. But it's like, this guy doesn't even have any of the goods, man, right? He doesn't represent Tennessee for shit. He doesn't do anything for those people. He's literally been chasing like, chasing like internet fame and grabbing people's asses on the fucking floor, right? He's an empty vessel of Trump worship, coattail riding, trying to get a little bit of power. You know what I mean? And so he's never going to like rise up the ranks because he's not a true fighter or conniver. I mean, you know, let's be honest. You have to be a bit of a conniver to move up the levers of power. That's factual. If you're not a conniver and if you don't know how to like build alliances and you know, play the sort of like power seeking game of being valuable to the people with their hands on the levers of power, if you can't play that game, you are not going up that escalator. You can hop on someone's coattails, but you're never going to get off. You're just going to have to sit on their coattails the whole time, right? And he's a fucking, you know, this guy's a clown, okay? And so he's bummed, right? He does have a smarmy look about him because I think he's, dude, I think the problem is I think this man is gay, okay? This man is not straight as far as I can see. And he just, you know, you can't, it's hard when you can't even come out of the closet. Dude, check his eyes. Dude, look at, dude, he looks like what? Tim in private browser Burchett? Dude, there's something about him, dude, that he is like, dude, he is like if Lindsey Graham and Benny Johnson had a baby, that came out of the womb 60 years old, it would be Tim Burchett, wouldn't it? Dude.
They're the most sewer dwelling people, some of these folks, not all of them, but some of them are. It's just disgusting. It really is. Anyway, still, thank y'all for sending me here. We got to keep fighting.
All right. So anyway, somebody said, why are we watching this guy? So the reason why we're watching this guy is because I wanted you to see how defeated these Republicans are. Okay. They are fucking defeated right now. Okay. And what's more, okay, what's more is they literally, okay, I don't know, 3 days ago, guys, they had their biggest win of Trump's presidency. 3 days ago, they had the biggest win of Trump's presidency, okay, with the shutdown and Schumer caving and everyone mad at the Democrats and we're the kings, right? It was all the Democrats. We were right. That was their big victory. And no media outlets are talking about it. Nobody out in the world is talking about it. And all they're talking about is Epstein and Trump. That's it. You know what I'm saying? They are fucking defeated. All of them had to vote for the fucking release of the files. Every one of these guys, except Clay Higgins, but they all had to vote for it. A whole bunch of these Republicans didn't want these files coming out, guys. I'm telling you right now, there's easily 100, 110 guys who did not want to vote yes on this, but they had to. The Democrats put them in a situation where they fucking had to. They had no choice. It was either you vote for this thing or you will not win an election again. And so they had to go against Trump. And Trump doesn't know who his friends are. Trump doesn't know who his enemy is. And you ready for this, guys? Here's the big thing, is everybody knows that Trump is going to fight the release of the files. So now Congress votes for this. If Trump doesn't release it, it is 100% Trump is the reason they're not coming out. They have made it so now from here on out, it is like weaponized against Trump and everyone who supports him. The genius of this move, no matter what comes out of this shit, from here on out, Trump is solely responsible. I mean, he already was. He could have released him now, but now it's like on the record, okay? He has to. Now, dude, let's look. We're going to look at the votes, okay? Dude, today was brilliant, okay? Dude, I'm getting out there. Let's go, Ozzy. I love it. Dude, I love it. All right, so let's fucking find the vote. Dude, we got to look at this too. Dude. Oh, dude, this clip is amazing. All right, I have that one saved. Oh, shit, dude. So here was the vote, all right? The vote was 2 Republicans didn't vote, 3 Democrats didn't vote, and 1 nay. That was Clay Higgins. And then it was 216 Republicans, 211 Democrats. All right, 427. Dude, let's go, Redbone! Thank you, boss! Dude, let's start a dance party goal, shall we? I think we fucking get that going, boss. Let's go. Let's start that dance party goal. Go 45 minutes. Get that locked down. Dance party by Trumpy. Get fucked on, Trumpy. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. 45 minutes. Let's go. Dude. So yeah. 5 people didn't vote. Okay. I don't know who the people that didn't vote, but this was big. But again, they were forced to do this. Now it went to the Senate and they did the unanimous consent. which means everybody like consented to it and passed it. It was the thing they tried to do in the House. Although if the House had done unanimous consent, like 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 wanted, right? If the House had done unanimous consent, like 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, Clay Higgins would have not consented, and then we would have not known who stopped it. Okay. So, or it could have been many other people. All right. So that's why they wanted to do unanimous consent, because that way they would have been able to stop it without you knowing who stopped it. Okay. So this was going to a vote. Now, so what I was going to say here is somebody asked about how will we know if they scrub Trump from the files? So guys, the anything that gets released, okay, anything that gets released is going to be checked and verified. And like many people have seen this, FBI agents, fired FBI agents, like a lot of people have seen these materials, and there's copies of this shit in lawyers' office. There's copies of the depositions. There's photographs of all the evidence. So the point being is I don't know what if they're scrubbing, it's going to come out. It's going to be a matter of time. I just don't think that this is scrubbable. Josh, Tommy's killing it. Let's go, Josh. Appreciate you. You know what I mean? Like I think what is far more likely is they're going to try and engage in legal wrangling to hide shit. But I think that these files are in so many pieces with so many copies in so many different agencies, in so many different lawyers' offices, that there is nothing the FBI has that doesn't exist in 5 other places outside the FBI. And so if they scrub shit, it will come out, 1 year, 6 months, 2 years, it will find its way out, because everything that comes out is going to get like checked from every fucking side. You know what I'm saying? But see, redacted though is just covering people's names. Okay, that's not scrubbing. Dude, Ben Fletcher, let's go, baby. So, I mean, I'm sure they're going to try whatever they can. They're going to try whatever they can, but like we just have to, you just have to believe that, they're not going to be able to undo this shit. I mean, they're going to try it, but I think, here's what I think, guys. You ready? So my thing is this, is if this stuff was scrubbable, shit would have been scrubbed already. You know what I mean? If this stuff was scrubbable, I think it would have been long scrubbed. Okay? I mean, Trump's FBI director was, Chris Wray was running the FBI, got rid of James Comey. You know what I mean? There are plenty of agents that are pro-Trump that are in there. There are, certainly Trump had a bunch of this shit in 2019 and 2020. I mean, you know what I mean? I think if anything, guys, there's always new information coming out, So I mean, I don't worry about that shit. I don't worry about that shit. I mean, because, the only thing I can say, there's no way they can get rid of all the files. Exactly. It's like, guys, you ready? The Nixon tape, okay? You know what I mean? The Nixon tape, right? Nixon went in there and they scrubbed the tape, guys. But the point being is I don't think scrubbing is a reliable. I think the power of truth finds the light even when you scrub. I mean, think about this dude. Epstein went away with an immunity deal where all that shit disappeared back in 2011. And here we are 14 years later, and this shit is still alive and kicking. I think, if that shit was going to get scrubbed, it would have been gone 15 years ago when nobody was paying attention. You know what I mean? So I think should we be aware? And if they're saying it's scrubbed, should they start looking at what everybody's doing and monitor this shit? Absolutely. Let's not be stupid. But I don't legitimately fear that. I don't fear that because I personally believe in the power of truth. And I find that even with these insane criminals that cover their tracks and shit, the Green River Killer. I mean, they find these guys, okay? The Green River Killer was, they looked for him for fucking 25 years. And then one day they got the technology to fucking do a certain type of DNA test, and then they arrested him. You know what I mean? But so Tony Sled, there's no incentive to be loyal to Trump right now. Yeah, I think this is the big one, guys. You ready? So the other thing about this is kind of tied to what Tony said in that super chat. Is this broke a dam, sort of speaking, right? This broke a dam in a way because everybody was forced to go against Trump, okay? And much like when you're, an alcoholic, you go to an AA meeting and once you go to that first AA meeting, your alcoholism starts to disintegrate. There's going to be a disintegration here, guys. The power of truth, yes. Let's go, Lisa. Right? There is now a disintegration that's happening where everybody lined up against Trump, unanimous consent in the Senate, which has sent a message that they will go against Trump, okay? And they've done it now. MTG is literally out there blazing the trail of like, I'm not going to be dismayed by Trump. You have Nancy Mace begging for an endorsement that she's probably never going to get. I think this opens the door to more people being like, fuck Trump, right? Like he can't single anybody out now because they all went against him. So now I think you're going to see more people not backing down from him as a result of this. I think there's going to be more MTGs in the future. Okay. And again, I don't trust her and I don't fucking like her and I don't want to partner up with her, but I respect the fact that she's, gashing MAGA. Like, absolutely. I love that she's putting a big gash in MAGA. And what's more, I love that she is giving other people permission to fucking fight against Trump, right? Because here's what's going to happen is MTG is going to walk away from Trump and she's not going to lose everything. And then other people are going to see like, oh shit, Trump really doesn't have as much power. Admin is stupid. The scrubbing will be sloppy. Yeah, that's another point. Right? Don't underestimate what Josh said there too. That if Trump does try to scrub these files, he is going to scrub them the same way they've been doing immigration raids, guys. Right? They're going to do it sloppy. They're going to do it like probably overzealously. They're not going to be careful. There's going to be hubris. They're not going to dot their T's and cross their I's. They have no detail-oriented shit, I mean, they will do it in a way that is easily detectable and very poorly done, like they do everything. And so that is going to be the downfall, right? Because they just can't do anything well, right? They just can't do anything well. They're mediocre men, man. All of them they're showmen, okay? These are the guys that run out there and they walk into the room and they're real bubbly and they're like, hey, let me tell you about all my successes. And then like a month later, they're fucking bankrupt and they're crying in their fucking beer because they were just lying to you the whole time because all they are is like carnival barker showmen. Okay, dude, SF Giant Hat, let's go. Let's go, Angel. You know what I mean? Let's fucking go. Fuck Trumpy. Right? They are carnival barker, like Hegseth. Okay, Hegseth will post videos and try to do a pull-up and he'll talk about the Secretary of War and all this shit. But when push comes to shove, if there's a conflict that Hegseth leads troops into it, it's going to be a disaster. Okay, if Hegseth actually has to lead the military into a conflict, it will be one of the worst American military performances of all time. Like, we would absolutely lose if there was a conflict because he doesn't know how to fucking strategize. He knows how to show up looking good, getting drunk, and being the center of attention at the party, right? You know what I mean? These guys, not fucking talented. He will, dude. He'll text them his location. Dude, yeah. I mean, Iran was a fucking disaster. The warhead's not gone. They're bombing fishing boats, but like, dude, yeah, they have no public fucking, right? They have no public. Here we go. Here's the announcement.
On this vote, the yeas are 427, the nays are 1. 2/3 being in the affirmative, the rules are suspended, the bill is passed, and without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
There it is. There it is. Dude, but look, you see over here, you see the Republican side? They're not cheering, guys. Look at after it passes. Watch the Dems over here after the announcement, but look at the Republicans. Mind you, every one of these guys voted for it, okay? Why? Because they had to. Because the Democrats owned them so hard that they had to vote for it, except for Clay Higgins. But watch their reaction, right? It's near unanimous, but watch the Republicans.
On the table.
Look at him. Dude, look at him. Nothing. Just complete dejection. When is the last time you saw the entire party of somebody vote for something and then they look like somebody pissed on their Cheerios after the vote passed? They all voted for it and they're all just miserable. Every one of them is crying right now because they are fucked, bro. Oh my God. So good, dude. It was so good, no matter what happens. And from here on out, everything Trump does to try to prevent this is now on Trump, okay? Sadness makes me happy. Dude, stop the stupidity. It makes me happy too. And now we're going to look at Mike Johnson, guys, because you got to see, like, Mike Johnson is all fucked up here, guys, okay? He was all fucked up. And you know why? You know why? Because they're in trouble now, okay? Like, prior to this, Mike Johnson could be fully united with Trump and he didn't have to worry about anything. But now that they've all voted for this, Mike Johnson voted for this. So now any shenanigans that Trump does to prevent the release of the files, Mike Johnson has to be careful, because if he enables that in any way, he's going to get booted. He's going to lose the goddamn election. Like, from here on out, they can't stonewall and participate in preventing the files coming out, or it completely fucking blows their fucking narrative. And look at him. Like, let me just show you. Look at him. You are not going to see, right? You are not going to see anybody like looking worse, boss. Oh, wait. All right. That one, I think we got a longer clip. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Watch this. Dude, look at this. It says Mike Johnson is shook on the Epstein vote in the Senate. Okay. Because he's like, he thought the Senate was going to hold it up. He thought the Senate was going to, like, modify it and send it back to the House, and then the House would modify it and send it back to the Senate. Like, he thought that they were going to go back and forth, right? And this thing was going to be held up. It went to the Senate and they immediately passed it with unanimous consent. And now watch him. Watch him, dude. He is, like, shook is just a great word for it, dude. Oh my God, it is amazing.
Any reaction to Leader Thune seeing the bill without adding amendments or changing it?
I'm deeply disappointed in this outcome. I think I've been at the state dinner. I don't know. I was just told that Chuck Schumer rushed it to the floor and put it out there preemptively. It needed amendments. I just spoke to the president about that. We'll see what happens.
So do you think he may veto it? You say you spoke to the president?
I'm not saying that.
Is he supportive of it in its current form?
We both have concerns about it. We'll see. I was standing there with the Crown Prince. We couldn't talk.
Are you frustrated in the majority leader?
Dude, I want to watch that again. You see that though? That Schumer, like, and then Thune let it go and they went right to it, dude. He is like double shook, bro. Double shook. You can see it, dude. He's been to Scary Island. He is indeed, bro. And so for all the hate against Schumer, I think Schumer, like, pulled a little fucking old man power broker shit.
Any reaction to Leader Thune seeing the bill without adding amendments or changing it?
I'm deeply disappointed in this outcome. I think I've been at the state dinner. I don't know. I was just told that Chuck Schumer rushed it to the floor and put it out there preemptively. It needed amendments. I just spoke to the president about that. We'll see what happens.
So do you think he may veto it? You say you spoke to the president?
I'm not saying that.
Is he supportive of it in its current form?
We both have concerns about it, so we'll see. I was standing there with the Crown Prince. We couldn't talk.
Are you frustrated in the majority leader? Are you upset with the majority leader?
Dude, look at those goons, bro. Like, dude, look at the weirdos he's fucking hanging out with. Bro, right? So the thing about this, ethereal, Dushan, you heard the orange felon was mad at Mike Johnson? Oh yeah, dude. Well, the thing about it is Mike Johnson's incompetent too. But so the purpose of the amendments, was to stall it. Okay? It was to stall it, guys. It was to fucking stall. It was to stall the process. Because if the Senate changes it at all, it has to go back to the House and get re-voted. So what ended up happening was the vote came out. Everybody had to vote for it, so they all voted for it, but they thought the Senate would amend it and bring it back to the House where they'd amend it and send it back to the Senate. But the Senate just put it right through. And let me just tell you guys, I'm going to go on the record here of why I think this happened is one, I think like Schumer plays ball with the Republican guys sometimes, like he did with the shutdown. He gave them the shutdown victory they wanted, even though it blew up in their face because they were a step ahead with the Epstein shit. But the thing is Schumer and those Republican leaders, they work together? They don't hate him. They don't consider him an enemy. So Schumer's able to get some shit done sometimes. But the other thing, guys, bigger than that, because this isn't like Schumer, he didn't navigate this, but bigger than that, guys, the senators fucking hate Trump, okay? These House reps are every 2 years. They get elected every 2 years, okay? So these guys are beholden to the president. They're going to have 2 elections during the president's term, or at least one. All the House guys are. So they have to suck up to Trump if he's going to threaten to get them ousted. The senators have 6-year terms. They outlast the presidency, so they don't have to bend over for the fucking president, okay? Now, as a result of this, though, Trump is always trying to bully the Senate and trying to make them his fucking lapdog. And people like Ted Cruz will suck up to Trump, right? Because they have no political clout themselves and they're hoping that they're going to get something from him. But guys like John Thune, some of these guys, they have like as much power as Trump does. And they don't like these, like Donald Trump coming in and riding in on his horse and thinking he gets to fucking lead them around like they're a bunch of, fucking children. And so these senators, they don't like Trump. And they don't like him thinking he can push them around. They don't like him trying to undercut their power. And they don't like him thinking he can just get whatever he wants. And so I think they literally were like, fuck you. They sent Trump a message here that like, you don't own us, okay? And so it'll be interesting to see how Trump responds and what takes place from this, right? Because they too, though, had to worry about their elections, okay? But I think they fucking, I think they were just tired of his shit, You know what I mean? That's what I think. I think Trump. Dude, look at Mike Johnson. You know Trump is like, he's blowing a stack somewhere, right? Wait, where is it? Hold on, dude. Right now, Trump is blowing his stack without a doubt, okay? Trump is having one of those blowing my stack moments, right? Where is it? There it is, dude. Trump is going to be tomorrow. Trump's going to say, I blew my stack. Oh, isn't that amazing? Dude, fucking A, bro. So, yeah, I don't know, dude. So the Senate voted right away, guys. Look at this. Can I show you something? Look at this, guys. Right? Celebrating the first Bubba president, Bubba magazine. Dude, guys, this is real. This is real. This is not internet created, guys. This is a real magazine. You can buy it on eBay and in Etsy stores. In 1993, Bubba magazine did a Bill Clinton Bubba fucking issue, right? Isn't it crazy? Isn't that funny? Dude, I found it and I was like, dude, this has to be like wrong, right? But no, it's the real deal, dude. Dude, Bubba magazine, boss. Oh, shit. Dude, let's see the Senate reaction. Oh, look at Thomas Massie, right? After fighting for 5 months, today we succeeded in forcing both the House and the Senate to pass a bill to release the Epstein files. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Oh, dude, he put the Trump line and the political ad. Look at that. Remember the political ad? Dude, right? The political article that we talked about yesterday where I'm like, this is going to make Trump so mad. Dude, he's got his phone out with the new Politico article about him beating Trump. Thank you for your attention to this matter. See, these guys, like, they're ready to fight him now, guys. Yeah, he's fucking happy, bro. He is just clowning Trump. Dude, breaking, the U.S. Senate just voted to release the Epstein files. Oh, shit. Dude, this reaction is amazing. Look at this. Breaking. I just asked for unanimous consent to approve the Senate bill to release the files. There was no objection. Okay? There was no objection. Okay? And then, right? And then Thomas Massie, though, they're out in front of this shit. See, look, here's what they're mad about, guys. Okay? So look at this. This was their thing. Dangers of the discharge petition. So here's why Mike Johnson is mad. You saw him go up the stairs and he was they should have amended it. So right here, okay, is these what they were saying were the dangers of this discharge petition. They were saying that it doesn't protect the victims enough, but this is the big one. Innocent persons risks disclosure of non-credible allegations, creating new victims. Now, remember how we talked about the Trump wordplay, guys, where Trump was saying, we'll release everything that's credible? They were going to use the word credible versus non-credible to have some type of deciding power of what to release. Oh, this is not credible, what they're saying about Trump, so we're not going to release it. And then right here, releasing the CSAM, the pictures of Trump with the topless women or what have you, right? So they wanted these amendments. They wanted the Senate to amend this to allow, being able to, redact non-credible stuff or to prevent the release of, explicit materials, et cetera, et cetera. Okay? And it says right here, it says, this is how Speaker Johnson plans to protect perverts who went to the rape island from embarrassment. Do not let the Senate add an amendment to avoid disclosing those rich and powerful men who have evaded justice for so many years. Is Johnson calling all victims non-credible? But then again, it went in. Schumer, right to unanimous consent, no amendments. Boom, the thing got fucking ratified right away. They wanted these amendments. They wanted tools to be able to redact shit, and they didn't get it. And now they are fucked, bro. They are fucked. Now Trump is in the spotlight. There's a big spotlight on Trump, and he's going to be sitting at his little desk, right, with his little pen, Trumpy, and he's going to be like, oh, shit, oh, where's my Sharpie? Oh, right? And now he's got to make a move, boss. He has to sign this thing or be the sole responsibility for this shit not getting released. And after he signs it, his entire caucus has gone against him. Okay, his entire fucking caucus has broken ranks with him. Everybody except Clay Higgins. Dude, he's got one guy. Dude, even Mike Johnson voted for this thing, bro. Oh my God. And what's crazy is all day today, there have been people in my replies like telling me Trump is playing 4D chess. Oh, look what's happening. The Democrats are ruined now because Trump played them. Now this shit's going to come out and ruin the Democrats. But like, they have no idea. They don't understand the political cost that has already occurred. Like so much Republican political clout and power has just been fucking zonked, guys. Okay? And so Pamela, the thing, Pamela, it wasn't about innocent people, right? Their little amendment thing here, this chart, isn't really about innocent people. They're saying that like, oh, we want to prevent non-credible shit from creating new victims of these innocent people. But they just wanted the tool. They wanted the tool, the power to be able to assign something non-credible so they could withhold it. That's all it was. I mean, it's like the same shit they did with Medicaid, right? They're going to add some new work requirement that you have to refile. But all that work requirement does is it just gives them the power to say no. So they cut $1 trillion from the program, and then they have a new power to say no. And now they get to just pick and choose who gets Medicaid and who doesn't. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to deny everybody in blue states. And that's why they're asking for voter data around the country. They want to be able to figure out who the Democrats are and deny all the Democrats from getting Medicaid and fucking, give Medicaid to all the Republicans, right? That's exactly the shit they want to do. They want to be able to have the power to only affect the blue voters and make life better for the red voters. Same with this. They just wanted that power. Okay, that's all they were after, was the power to be able to assign something as not credible, so then they could take everything that mentions Trump, not credible. Oh, well, there's a CSAM amendment, so now those pictures of Trump with the topless girls, we can't release those guys, bye-bye, right? Dude, let's go. Oh, dude, today I'm so happy about this. I mean, we haven't won the war, you know what I'm saying? We haven't won the war. We have not fucking, right? But look at this, dude. Okay? It says you might not have caught what just happened on the Senate floor, but the Senate just deemed as passed the Epstein resolution. That means as soon as it arrives from the House, it automatically passes the Senate with no amendments and heads to the president's desk. Dude, Cam Higbee got maced. Dude, it's a perfect day, bro. Oh, shit. Right? Oh, shit, dude. Dude, this is crazy. This is crazy. No amendments. Okay? No amendments. No fucking amendments. All right? Dude, I love it. Dude, and dude, he, just the look on his face, bro. Dude. Look at him. Oh, shit. Isn't that funny? Yeah, dude. He is not fucking happy. Oh, there it is. Shell-shocked. Dude. Oh, it's beautiful. See, I gotta say, guys, you know, we've been riding the ups and downs here. Dude, Christine, let's go. Thank you. All right, guys, we got 14 minutes. We need 10 more for the dance party. Let's secure the dance party and then we can fucking go. T-Mac, no doubt there was a blatant removal from office criminal offense that are in those files. There will still be people trying to defend him. Oh, absolutely, T-Mac. You ain't wrong, boss. So the fight to get the files is not over. Okay, the fight, I feel like maybe has just begun. But what has been accomplished today is that Trump has been embarrassed beyond belief. Mike Johnson, it has been proven that Mike Johnson is one of the weakest and most ineffectual fucking House speakers of all time. Rip Virginia G. Yes, Lisa. Yes. Dude, because let me just tell you, if that was Nancy Pelosi taking something that she wanted held up in the Senate, it would have gotten amendments and it would have come back to the House. It wouldn't have left the House without her having a guarantee. But Mike Johnson, he has no cross chamber pull. He's not united. He has no power. He hasn't established a network at all, right? He is just a Trump lackey. And the Senate guys, the Senate leaders don't fucking like Trump. And so, right, that's like Mike Johnson's weakness is that thing went to the Senate and Chuck Schumer intercepted it and fucked Mike Johnson. And now Mike Johnson has to deal with Trump. Dance, let's go. We're going to dance, baby. Thank you, stop. You know? So everybody turned against Trump. Trump got embarrassed to all fucking top to bottom. Mike Johnson got proven as totally ineffectual. The Senate sent a message to Trump that we're not afraid of you and we're not going to back down. And now all of the responsibility for the release of these files from this day forward is on Trump. Okay. The Senate advanced it. The House advanced it. From here on in, it's Trump. If it doesn't come out, it's because Trump prevented it from coming out. Party, let's go. That's a huge victory. And I think the Marjorie Taylor Greene thing is big too, because she is paving the way for how to walk away from Trump and survive. Let's go. Thank you, Booty. They're going to say we're investigating. Yeah, I don't think the we're investigating is going to work out, Matt. I think that memo, right? The problem with them saying we're investigating is if they try to use investigation, okay, here's the problem. The problem is back in July, they closed the case, okay? They effectively ended the need to hide the files. They said they reviewed them. They put out a statement that said, we've found no one to prosecute. Okay, we've reviewed this entire case file and there's no third parties here that need investigation. And so they closed it. They put that thing out. They didn't sign it, but they did issue that statement from the FBI and the DOJ with Todd Blanche and Pam Bondi. Then there was a Senate hearing where Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, was asked, why didn't you sign that? Okay, because you're saying there's no third parties here to prosecute, but why didn't you sign the memo? She dodged the question, but it was brought up she was made aware that memo was unsigned and they had closed this thing, okay? Stop the stupidity, let's go. So now what's going to happen is no Pitchfork. I'm not saying logic will matter to MAGA, but when they go to court to try and prevent it from being stopped because of these extra investigations, I think it's going to be fairly easy to beat because the reality is they've shown that They said there was nobody to investigate. And then they asked about the unsigned memo. It was brought up in a Senate hearing while she was under oath. And then the only reason they're investigating is because Trump commanded it, which is not fucking legal. You know what I'm saying? And so they're going to be challenged in court. Like the DOJ would have to go defend all that in court, because if they try to block it because of the investigation, there's going to be many lawsuits, right? That'll get sued by every fucking jurisdiction where these crimes went. So, right? So the thing is when the DOJ gets sued for trying to block it in that way, they're going to have to answer all that. And so they can like kick it down the road, but I don't think they're going to be able to get away legally, right? I don't think they're going to get away legally because of those mistakes that were made, right? You know what I'm saying? And fucking love that orange man getting his buff call. Let's go. Stop the stupidity. Let's go. Right? And you're saying, what about the national security? Again, though, I mean, I don't find that's going to hold legs, right? Because none of this has been classified, right? So if none of the material is classified, you can't all of a sudden say, oh, here's a bunch of material that everybody in the FBI has seen and is in a whole bunch of lawyer firms all around the country. But now we've decided it's a national security threat. Like, it doesn't work like that, right? They'd be like, well, why hasn't it been classified for the last 15 years if it had anything to do with national security, right? You know, dance party, let's go, right? I mean, the thing is they can sneak and cheat and try shit, but ultimately the law offers some protection from just completely like bullshitting. You know, Speaker Mike Johnson and a daughter were profiled attending the Purity Ball in 2015 German TV news segment. Oh yeah, no, the Purity Ball, pull that clip. We might have to look at that clip at some point because that shit was gnarly, right? For the survivors, thanks for your energy and insight. Let's go, Gypsy, thank you. Yeah, again, guys, I don't think this is over. I don't think this is over, but I think I feel like a lot of like power that the Republicans thought they were going to have to weaponize has been removed. Okay. This is, and what's more, guys, it's not even about today. What it is that the type of loss that happened today, is the type of loss that Donald Trump historically has not handled well. Okay. So what I'm saying is we're at the beginning of this crazy fight that's going to get dirty and get scummy, but Donald Trump is going into that fight having been pushed and cornered and cajoled in a way that historically has made him very unstable and made him make a lot of mistakes and reckless moves that have cost him all of his gains. And so he is in all likelihood going to begin to self-destruct now in the same way he did in 2020. Flaw Dragon, let's go, right? And that's the beauty of it. The beauty of it is that Trump is not going to handle this well. He is shook. Mike Johnson is shook. These guys that thought they just had it dialed are now destabilized. They look incompetent. They've lost control of everything they thought they had control over. And now this is when Trump historically just makes really bad mistakes. And I mean, already, dude, he's like yelling at reporters. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, what are we even talking about? Like Trump with the reporters today? Dude, T-Mac, oh yes, this is going to be dragged out for years. You pray the politicians keep the pressure on him, think this will help the midterms cooked. Absolutely. There we go. Dance party secured. But dude, look at what he did today, dude. Like yelling at the reporter. We have to look at a couple clips about him. Okay. Is he, first off, right? This is Jennifer Jacobs. Do you know who she is? She is a reporter. Okay. Right here. Okay. This is Jennifer Jacobs. All right. This is a reporter that fucking a White House reporter. Finally, Trump is fucked. He is. All right. So I don't know. I didn't know this. We didn't know this because we didn't have clean audio. But remember the other day? Remember the other day where Trump was in the plane and the reporter asked him about the files and he was like, quiet, right? We made a video about it, but you couldn't hear it. You couldn't hear it because of all the airplane noise and the audio was really bad. Well, that was Jennifer Jacobs. Dude, on you, let's go. Let's go. So Trump, look at what he said. He called her a piggy, okay? He called her a piggy, okay? Then, isn't that nuts? All right? Yeah, this guy fucking decided to call a reporter piggy. But dude, this clip is crazy, dude. Look at this. This is one where you can actually hear the audio, okay?
So he dictated a couple of memos to himself. Give me a break. You're going to find out.
Wait, I heard one with better.
Yeah, Jennifer, go ahead.
Okay, here, this one's a little better.
Yeah, Jennifer, go ahead. Go ahead.
In the files,
You see that? Quiet, piggy. You see the way he leans in there?
Yeah, Jennifer, go ahead. Go ahead. Quiet,
Dude, look at that. Like, look at this guy. Okay? Quiet, piggy. But even with the word, okay? Even with the word, guys, it's the demeanor, the leaning in. You know what I'm saying? The leaning in, quiet, piggy to a female reporter. Now, we know this guy is a woman abuser, okay? We know this guy is a woman abuser, right? That's what women abusers do. He does this in a room full of reporters. Now, surprisingly, none of the fucking male reporters or female reporters, nobody fucking made a big deal about this, right? But for me, it's the body English. The leaning in, and look at how fucking his finger is like practically in her face, dude. And you see that? He's leaning in and he's kind of like gritting. It's like abuser 101. And I love it. Trump, a literal pig at reporter on AF1, quiet piggy, right? Isn't that crazy? Now, I couldn't hear that clearly. This sort of like flew by me. And I guess this was out. But like, dude, that, again, you ready? Again, this is how shook he was 2 days ago. So 2 days ago, questions about Epstein already had him rattled, right? And this was before the vote. He thought they were going to get the vote, the amendments, whatever. Now the vote is passed, unanimous consent, no amendments, goes to his desk. So my point being is the shit that makes him do this shit, he is now going to come unhinged, okay? We are going to see Trump come off his fucking meds, if you will, just like 2020. Like, you remember 2020 during the pandemic when he cracked under the pressure and he was yelling at reporters every day and he was talking insane shit and he just started freaking out and making the worst decisions. And then everything caught up to him to where the whole country was like, get rid of this guy. He is now on the road to that like level of inability to perform, right? Because like some people, okay, they are 100 cooked for the midterms, especially with the news out of Texas. Oh yeah, no, we're going to talk about Texas. Dude, Ben, it's time to dance. We're going to talk about Texas in a minute. There's another big win. So my point being is Trump is not talented, okay? Trump is not a good performer at the baseline, okay? He is a mediocre, wealthy Nepo baby at best. At his top peak, he is a mediocre man. Now, Trump only can do his best when everyone's applauding for him, right? When the whole world is like, we love you, Trumpy. Trumpy, you're the best. Everybody loves Trumpy. That is the only time Trump can even do his best, which is mediocre. When everyone's against him, when he's not getting his way, when people are rebuffing him, when they're standing up to him, when they're pressuring him, he crumbles. He caves. He is not good under pressure. He is terrible under pressure. He is the guy who throws the pick six with 5 seconds left in the game every single time because he is so bad under pressure. He's just not capable in those moments. So now we're going to watch Trump just completely unravel. Okay, we are. His hubris and his wounded ego and his like bull in a china shop tendencies are going to cause huge problems. You know what I'm saying? They're going to cause huge problems. And he does have evil, smart people behind him. But the thing is evil, smart people are rendered less powerful and less smart when the leader is a thin-skinned bull in a china shop that is unraveling. Okay, they don't have as much power as you think they can, because Trump, if he gets mad at them or gets wounded by them, he's gonna start like pulling the plug on their shit too, because he doesn't care about anybody. He only cares about Trump. Dude, Trump is the Taylor Swift of businessmen. Dude, I don't know what that means, dude. I like Taylor Swift. She's fucking, I don't know what that means. Is she's thin-skinned? I don't really see that. Hey, Timo Village people perform Macho Man. Is Taylor Swift thin-skinned? Dude, I love Taylor Swift. I mean, she's a capitalist. I don't like her billionaire nature, but is she, dude, look at him. Quiet Piggy. Look at the new album. Is she like swapping now because of Travis Kelce? Is she going to become a fucking MAGA mom? Dude, that would be disappointing. I mean, I like her capitalism has always been an issue for me. I didn't like her partnership with Capital One. Okay. She's amazing for her success. I mean, she's just a good capitalist, right? I think she's been pretty capitalist. Like, she's a wealthy kid who took the wealthy kid path to being a very good capitalist as a musician. I mean, I like her and I like her music, but she's, she has more in common with Trump's kids than you think she does. Let me just tell you, she's more talented than them, but she's a Nepo kid, like, for sure. Okay. She had parents that were very wealthy that took her to Nashville and put her in a room with the people who groomed her to be her country start. And then she crossed over, and there was a lot of Nepo wealth, like capitalist moves that were made. Right. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? And I mean, she's generous with her money. Yes. But still, she's a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? She's still a billionaire. It's not personal. Taylor Swift is not as big as her fans claim to be. People try to claim she's Michael Jackson's level, and she's not. Oh, let's go. Dude, I will say this, though. You ready? I'm going to say this, guys. I will say one thing I have to say, though, that I was super disappointed is I thought she was going to be way more active in the campaign against Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? I thought she was going to be way more active in the campaign against Donald Trump. And she wasn't. She did her endorsement, and then she kind of went dark. And I was really disappointed in that, because I thought she was going to be a front and center vocal activist. She got death threats. I don't care. I get death threats. You know what I'm saying? I don't fucking care if she gets death threats. She has fucking security, bro. Like, come on, man. Everybody who's famous or puts themselves in the public eye eventually gets death threats. You know what I mean? Like, I thought she was going to do some Greta Thunberg shit. And not that it would have necessarily saved it, but I wanted to see an all hands on deck. And I didn't really see that. There were a lot of people, though, that I felt like didn't really give their all. George Clooney, same way, dude. George Clooney was real vocal about getting rid of Biden. and like saving Biden and then getting rid of Biden. And then he just sort of fucking disappeared as soon as Kamala was in there. Like a lot of those big, I don't know, those big people all sort of like kind of you know what I mean? They all sort of let us down to a degree. Man, many of them did. I thought a lot of them really didn't use their clout. I guess maybe they wanted 4 more years of those tax cuts. Right? Me too. Thought she was a real one. Maybe personal. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Maybe personal. All right. Hey, man, the truth comes out. But yeah, so this, though, this is what I'm talking about. Is this despicable pig of a man unraveling? Trump is unraveling. Okay? Right? Trump is definitely unraveling. Now, we got to look at Trump today. I don't think it was the same reporter. So there, let's see what happened today. He had another meltdown on a reporter, guys. Okay. So it looks like it was Mary Bruce. Okay. This is the woman right here. Mary Bruce, dude. Oh shit. Right? This is Mary Bruce who fucking did this. It looks like. Glad to catch a stream squall. Let's go, baby. 8647. Dude, guys, we will have a dance party in a few. All right. We did make the dance party goal. So we're going to have that. Of course he wants ABC's license pulled. Dude. Oh shit. But yeah, so she fucking challenged him, man. Dude, you ready? So first off, can I start this off by saying, what the fuck is MBS doing in our fucking White House? What are we doing, America? Why are we fucking partnering with this piece of shit? Okay? You know what I'm saying? Why? Why are we partnering with this guy? This guy is a fucking dirtbag. Okay? Like you see all these Republicans here who are screaming about Zohran Mamdani, Sharia law, right? But like, dude, I mean, this guy's a different kind of Muslim, but it's basically Sharia law over there in Saudi Arabia, right? They bone sawed a fucking journalist. They gave his son-in-law $2 billion to get away with bone sawing, right? They're fucking toxic. They paid for 9/11. Like, what the fuck? Right? You want to talk about 9/11? You never forget bullshit? Dude, this guy shouldn't be anywhere near our goddamn fucking country. We should be arresting his ass and putting him in fucking alligator Alcatraz, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck are we doing, bro? This is some horseshit, boss. And you know, and so like, this is fucking, I don't like this guy being here. And of course, though, it's like these are the guys that Trump polishes their knobs, okay? Every dictator, every murderer, every, completely corrupt, authoritarian, degenerate piece of shit is the person that Trump wants to get in bed with. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I just have a real problem with Saudi Arabia. And guys, I don't like what they've been doing because I don't know if you noticed this, but I noticed this, guys, when I was a gamer, okay? Because you know what Saudi Arabia started doing is they started like grooming young gamers. They have so much money. So they were grabbing gamers and having events in Saudi Arabia and flying gamers to Saudi Arabia. And then they wine and dine them, but it's always like, it's like their culture is like so male dominated. It's not even funny, right? I mean, the women have gotten a little bit of rights, but not fucking even close to where they should be. And it's really, they're heavily anti-LGBTQ. They're heavily like male dominated, wealth, power dominated. Okay. They have, two different sets of justice in a very like super like obvious sort of way. I mean, it's just dirty. And they've been buying gaming companies and they've been sponsoring gaming events and they've been sponsoring golf events. They're kind of like trying to get inroads in becoming like the good guy to the young people. They're trying to sort of influence the young people to play along you know, they're playing along with the evangelicals, anti-LGBTQ and this sort of machismo, patriarchal shit. And it's really scummy, dude. It's really scummy. It's a really, like, it's not the way that we want masculinity to go. Yeah, no, he does. He looks like he's gained like 100 pounds, dude. Dude, did you see what I said? Dude, I fucking said, right? Here's what I said about him. I said, fucking, you think Trump blows MBS too? Mohammed Bubba Salman? Oh shit, bro. MBS, dude. Mohammed Bubba, right? Oh fuck, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, yeah, it's fucked up. Dude. But, yeah. Dude, I just don't like this shit. I don't like that these are the people we're fucking trying to impress. You know? You know what I'm saying? Especially when I fucking see, when I see Trump, like, he shit on Zelensky, he shits on Europe, he shit on Canada, he shit on Mexico, he shit on every ally we've had, right? Like, they go to Europe and are like, fuck you guys. You guys are fucking losers and degenerates. And then the, you know, the 9/11, like, piggy bank who Bonesaw's journalist shows up and Trump's like ready to get down on all fours and bark like a fucking dog. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that, dude, that shit bothers me, man. You know what I'm saying? That shit fucking bugs me, bro. But it's oil, right? It's oil. All right, but here we go.
Is it appropriate, Mr. President, for your family to be doing business in Saudi Arabia while you're president? Is that a conflict of interest? And Your Royal Highness, the U.S. intelligence concluded that you orchestrated the brutal murder of a journalist. 9/11 families are furious that you are here in the Oval Office. Why should Americans trust you? And the same to you, Mr. President.
Now, who are you with?
I'm with ABC News, sir.
You're with who?
ABC News, sir.
Fake news. ABC fake news. One of the
But
worst.
question is
One of the
legitimate,
worst
sir.
in the business.
Is it appropriate, Mr. President?
Dude, look at that question, bro. Look at what she asked. Holy shit, bro. Did you see that? Like, dude, I mean, is she awesome? She actually fucking called him out for the bone saw. God damn, bro. Now that, why is it, guys? Why is it that the only people that have balls anymore are the women? You know what I'm saying? The women have all the balls. Dude, what the fuck, bro? Come on, dude. That was beautiful. Look at his face, dude.
Furious that you are here in the Oval Office. Why should Americans trust you?
Dude, he's like, dude, oh shit, bro. And then Trump does his usual, who are you with? All right, let's see if we can find that, more of that exchange. I want to see more of that shit. All right. Oh, here it is.
Mr. President, is it appropriate, Mr. President, for your family to be doing business in Saudi Arabia?
Dude, look at her. Dude, what a question. But I mean, tell me that's not wrong. He should not be doing business with Saudi Arabia. Dude, and they're all doing business. He's doing business. Witkoff's doing business. They're doing business with Israel and Gaza. They're doing business with fucking Bitcoin. They're being like bought off from all over the place. Like, he is so fucking corrupt, right? He is so fucking corrupt, dude. Biden was too. Not even close, man. Not even close, dude. They literally investigated Biden for fucking years, bro. Like, come on. Dude, there's like not even. That is such bullshit. Dude, you are fucking living in a fantasy land, dude. Like, not. There is nothing like this, dude. They're making open deals. I mean, even with fucking, like, they got $2 billion for the fucking, for letting him bone saw that journalist. Who are you with? I'm with Bubba. Let's go game. Dude, you're fucking insane, boss. You need to go back and read a couple years of fucking materials to say that shit, bro. Like,
Mr. President, is it President, for your family to be doing business in Saudi Arabia while you're president, is that a conflict of interest? And Your Royal Highness, the U.S. intelligence concluded that you orchestrated the brutal murder of a journalist. 9/11 families are furious that you are here in the Oval Office. Why should Americans trust you? And the same to you, Mr. President.
Now, who are you with?
Dude, she called him out. She called him out for 9/11. 9/11 families are furious. Oh my God, dude. And then she said, and the same to you. She said to Trump, like, why should we trust you? Oh my God, she just fucking roasted him. All right, let's see the full meltdown. One more time, we're gonna watch it.
Mr. President, is it appropriate, Mr. President, for your family to be doing business in Saudi Arabia while you're president? Is that a conflict of interest? And Your Royal Highness, the U.S. intelligence concluded that you orchestrated the brutal murder of a journalist. 9/11 families are furious that you are here in the Oval Office. Why should Americans trust you? And the same to you, Mr. President.
Now, who are you with?
I'm with ABC News, sir.
You're with who?
ABC News, sir.
Fake news. ABC fake news. One of the worst in the business. But I'll answer your question. I have nothing to do with the family business. I have left, and when I've devoted 100% of my energy. What my family does is fine. They do business all over. They've done very little with Saudi Arabia, actually. I'm sure they could do a lot. And anything they've done has been very good. That's what we've done. We've built a tremendous business for a long time. I've been very successful. I decided to leave that success behind and make America very successful. And I've made America more successful by far than it ever was, and that it ever could have been, no matter who is president. There would be nobody bringing in $21 trillion, that I can tell you right now. As far as
Dude, there is no $21 trillion, guys. There is no $21 trillion, okay? There is fucking, what is he even talking about? But we'll get to that in a minute, okay? Hold on.
This gentleman is concerned, he's done a phenomenal job. You're mentioning somebody that was extremely controversial. A lot of people didn't like that gentleman that you're talking about. Whether you like him or didn't like him, things happen. But he knew nothing about it, and we can leave it at that. You don't have to embarrass our guest by asking a question like that.
Dude, he's saying, he's basically blaming the death of the journalist on the journalist. Oh, people didn't like him, right? And, he knew nothing about it. Now the fucking MBS is going to chime in.
Yes, Mr. President, you allow me to answer. I feel painful about, the families of 9/11 in America, but, we have to focus on reality. Reality based on CIA documents and based on a lot of documents that Osama bin Laden, he used Saudi people in that event for one main purpose.
Oh, dude, he's blaming it. Dude, let's go, Fran. 10 million subscribers. Oh, I wish it was 10 million subs, Fran. But thank you is 10 million views. But thank you. We will get to 10 million subs, dude. Oh my God, that would be amazing. But thank you, Fran. I appreciate that. That's huge, dude. Let's give you a Trumpy too. I wanted to fucking stop for that. Let's go. Dude, look at that. He's blaming it all on Osama bin Laden. But the reality is this, guys. The money came from Saudi Arabia. Okay, the money came from Saudi Arabia for 9/11. They know this. Everybody knows this. It was financed by this shit. He's blaming fucking Osama bin Laden. Dude, Osama bin Laden was purchased by these guys for the express purpose. Okay, and then as far as the journalist goes, right? As far as the journalist goes, they fucking killed the journalist, brutally bone sawed him, carried him out in fucking suitcases. And the reality is, okay, is they gave Jared Kushner $2 billion. $2 billion for Trump to just forget about it with the bone saw journalist. Fucking crazy, dude. And he's like, oh, you have to live in reality. We are in reality, you fucking clown.
Is to destroy this relation, to destroy the American-Saudi relation. That's the purpose of 9/11. So whoever buying that means they are helping Osama bin Laden's purpose of destroying this relation. He knows that strong relation between America and Saudi Arabia, it's bad for extremism, it's bad for terrorism. And we have to prove him wrong and to build our relation and continue developing our relation. It's critical in the safety of the world. It's critical against extremism and terrorism. About the journalists, it's really painful to hear anyone that been losing his life for no real purpose or not in a legal way, and it's been painful for us in Saudi Arabia. We've did all the right steps of.
Yeah, we did all the right steps of investigating ourselves, and guess what? We found that, like, we didn't do anything, right? Oh, it's so sad that this journalist died for not committing a crime, and, but we did the right thing. We fully investigated ourselves, and we discovered we didn't do anything, so thank you very much. And to answer your question, it was 10 million channel views since the beginning of the channel. So it was like a milestone, right, that we achieved. And I did there's a post. It was a post about that. It happened a couple days ago, right? We hit 10 million channel views, which is a big deal. It's like a big growth point. But yeah, dude, this guy, so smarmy, bro.
Investigation, etc. in Saudi Arabia, and we've improved our system to be sure that nothing happened like that, and it's painful, and it's a huge mistake, and we are doing our best.
Dude, it's painful, and it's a huge mistake, and we've fixed our system so it doesn't happen. Dude, he's making it sound like there was a hole in the floor this guy fell in. And he's like, yeah, there was just this hole in the floor. And he got really murdered there for nothing. But we patched over the floor hole. And so now, don't worry, nobody will accidentally get murdered and bone sawed and carried out in suitcases anymore. Dude, what?
This doesn't happen again.
Mr. President,
Thank you, Mr. President. The Crown Prince has been instrumental in helping lifting the sanctions on...
Bro. Dude, yeah. Dude, isn't that wild? That is some crazy shit. Dude, there was something, I just said we were going to look at something. There's something else we have to look at that I forgot about that is satellite tangentially connected to this. Do you guys remember what I said a couple minutes ago? I said there was something we needed to look at, and I can't remember what it was. There was some clip that is fucking, yeah, I mean, dude, this shit the killing is really, I find this shit really bothersome, the killing. Dude, I'm serious. The killing of those fisher boat guys, and the killing of, journalists, all this shit. Dude, this shit is just not, it's just not copacetic in any way, shape, or form, and they're engaging in that shit. Yeah, dude, he said it was a fucking mistake, bro. Whoopsie. Yeah, the guy just fell on his fucking grave. Dude, again, though, thank you, Fran, so much. I appreciate that. We're going to give you one more Trumpy. Right? And then of course they paid Donald Trump $2 billion. $2 billion. Okay? $2 fucking billion, bro. To just forget about it. And right? Isn't that nuts? Isn't that fucking nuts, bro? And I take issue with what he says about, the US-Saudi relationship guarantees there's no terrorism. That is not true. Dude, Steve, let's go, baby! The US-Saudi relationship, all it does is it guarantees who's in charge of the terrorism in the Middle East. Oh, yeah, no, we're going to talk about the Texas vote. Thank you. Yeah, the Texas vote. But there's something else, right? There is something else that I wanted to fucking look at. Let me fucking look at the bookmarks here and see what I saved. Got that. Oh, I know what I wanted to look at. I wanted to look at fucking this, guys. Look at this, dude. This shit is funny, bro. All right. So there is, that guy's such a fucking scoundrel. Oh, I know what it is. Yeah, I remember. No, this was about Trump. It was this. This is the Toyota thing. Okay, the Toyota was the thing I wanted to look at. All right, because Trump was talking about the 21 trillion in investment, right? You know how Trump has been saying this shit. 21 trillion, 21 trillion. But like, dude, the US debt has not gone down. It's going up faster than under Biden. Okay, like we're in horrible financial shape. Crypto is like half of what it was 2 months ago, right? Nobody asked MBS if he owned a suit. I know, game. I know that's because they liked MBS. Dude, throat goats with the neck gina. Let's go, nameless. Let's go. But so, you ready? Toyota. Okay, Trump is making these claims. 21 trillion. It's up to 21. It was 17. Now it's 21. You know, in a month, he'll be saying 50 trillion in investment. But look at this, guys. Look at this. Okay, Toyota today made an announcement. But look at this. Look at this. Okay, this is the AI thing. Toyota invests $912 million in U.S. hybrid plants. $912 million. But look at that second half. Adds 252 jobs. 252 jobs. Dude, we have 900 people watching. That's not even enough jobs to service like the people that are currently watching this stream. Dude, 252. So what are they doing? They're investing $900 million in making their plants robots, right? They're investing $900 million in making U.S. plants so they can raise the prices on cars and make them for cheaper because they're going to be using robots. There's going to be 252 jobs to go screw a fucking, screw a bolt in a robot's ass, right? Isn't that insane, right? And look at the announcement, though. Look at this write-up. Like, just listen to this write-up. Okay, Toyota announced a $912 million investment to expand hybrid vehicle production at 5 southern U.S. facilities in West Virginia, Kentucky, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Missouri, creating 252 new jobs for manufacturing engines, batteries, and components. So, dude, 5 states. That's 50 jobs a state, bro. 50 fucking jobs per state. This isn't something to celebrate. It's like Toyota has invested $912 million in making it so we're not going to have any goddamn jobs, right? Like, what the fuck is that, bro? And yeah, he's wearing a MAGA hat. Look at him. He's so happy. He's happy as shit because he's like, holy shit, I'm going to invest $900 million. I'm going to get a bunch of tax cuts. And then pretty soon I'm going to be making cars at half the fucking cost. And I'm going to be able to raise prices on them. Dude, we're getting fucked, bro. We are getting fucked. 252 jobs, dude. That is crazy, right? 252. Isn't that nuts? Dude, that shit is fucking nutty, bro. You know? I mean, this is what we're fucking dealing with, dude. And this is what, when Trump, right? When Trump talks about, right? When Trump, oh, this is funny too, because she says this would have been career and social suicide. And it says this is the chairman of Toyota, not the CEO. So this is not even the CEO, dude. The New York Post doesn't even have the right title for this guy. Of course they don't. Dude, the New York Post, doesn't even know who they're fucking featuring in their paper because they don't check anything, right? Yeah. So crypto's down, stocks are down, right? Or no, the stock market, I think, is still going up. But the stock market, 93% of that is owned by 10% of America. So none of that benefits us. But crypto is down. Foreclosures are up. Defaulting on car loans are up and repossessions. Okay? Credit debt is an all-time high. Defaulting on debt is at an all-time high. right? People can barely afford to live. You know what I'm saying? Like, grocery prices are up. Electricity prices are up. Dude, tourism is way down, okay? Inflation is up. I mean, and my God, if you're in a state that's getting one of these data centers, you're getting fucked, bro. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, and every day there's like 5 trillion in new investments, and yet like none of us are feeling the benefits of this. You know, dude, it's crazy. Bankruptcies are going up. Dude, they're like, nobody wants to fucking come to America. Like, oh my God. And you know, if it like when Nvidia crashes, it's gonna be over, guys, right? As soon as Nvidia, like literally Nvidia, as soon as Nvidia crashes, like we're gonna be in the middle of a deep fucking depression. World Cup, see, I don't know, Fran. I'm real intrigued to see what happens. I hope nobody shows up. Okay, I hope nobody shows up for the World Cup. By the way, I'm getting my hair cut Friday, guys. All right, so like say goodbye to the long hair. It's still gonna be long. It'll probably be like this, but yeah, dude, the fucking, you know, this is crazy, bro. 252 jobs, right, dude? 50 jobs a state, okay, right? 50 jobs a state. Nuts. And they say here, right, that this effort supports, right, this is the AI. Grok says boosting employment in key manufacturing regions. But I'm telling you right now, guys, okay? I am telling you right now, I'm saying this and I am not wrong. I know 100% I am right. Every drop of investment that comes into America under Donald Trump, it's not going to be 21 trillion, but there is investment that's going to come. But every bit of investment that comes to America under Donald Trump in the manufacturing sector is going to be to robot these factories. There will be none of it that is going to create jobs. Okay? This is going to be the destruction of a very, very large section of the manufacturing workforce. All of this investment is going to robots. It's going to AI. It is going to turn these factories into bigger money makers, bigger stock buybackers, okay, and bigger margins for the wealthy people that own that stock. And that's it. That's the end. Okay, the workers are going to be homeless, and they're going to be going to homeless camps to like pick fruit and to learn construction trades. Okay, ovaries are stronger than balls. Let's go, white unicorn. Let's go. Dude, oh my God, dude. Tiana, let's go. Dude, thank you, Tiana. We appreciate you. Thank you for your sticker yesterday. I don't know if you saw that. But congratulations on your milestone. Really enjoy your show and love the dancing. Thank you. Appreciate you. Let's go. Dude, yeah, Tiana's I was trying to find her yesterday. She donated and I was busy. I was on a rant. And then when I got to it, she wasn't here. But I'm glad you came back. Appreciate you. Appreciate that. But yeah, dude, this shit is crazy. And yeah, the data centers, like, dude, they want to put data centers in Arizona, right? And like, dude, what the fuck are they doing, bro? It's like Arizona. Oh my God, that's the last place we want data centers. There's no water in Arizona. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sure, they're going to use solar, right? Hopefully, but not under Trump, are they? Right? You know, like, let's hope, because he's kind of put the kibosh, but there's no fucking water. But the other thing, guys, is even when you use solar to collect this shit, the data center offloads heat, okay? So data center, you can power that shit with solar, but it's going to use a ton of water to cool it, and then they're going to offload, like, it emits heat. So Arizona's the last place that we want to be emitting heat. It's already 125 there in the summer. We don't need to be raising Arizona's temperature 5 degrees and using up all the water. All the Arizona residents will pay for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, boss. You know, we're like, dude, this shit is fucked up, bro. It is, dude. But yeah, so let's look at Texas, shall we? Dude. Please tell these people they aren't getting a check, Kim Ann, let's go. Yeah, so, I mean, first off, dude, no one's getting a fucking check, bro. Right? And even if they do, right? Even if Trump does a check, right? Even if Trump does a check, which I don't think he's doing a check, but who knows? Maybe they do something, right? He's desperate. Got to send out a check. He gets to put his signature on there with the auto pen. Right? He's going to take the auto pen off the wall and sign those checks. But even if they did that, you're basically just getting your money back. Even if he sent the check, you've paid more than $2,000 in tariffs at the end of the year. So basically what he did was he took $5,000 from you and gave you $2,000 of it back. That was the worst deal ever. You just got you didn't even get a vibrator up the butt to, like, you know, tickle your prostate. You got a cactus up the butt, you know? Dude, what the fuck, boss? You know what I mean? Dude, you know, like, what are we doing? What are we doing, dude? Dude. Oh, shit. But so let's look at Texas, shall we? Shall we finish it up with Texas? I was going to do some gossipy TPUSA shit, but I don't think we're going to get to it tonight. Right? We'll see. We'll see. I always like to venture into that gossipy shit, but I've been doing a lot of the gossipy shit. We may have to hone in on the non-gossip for a little bit, right? Because there's some other weird TPUSA shit. Not even Candy O, guys. There was somebody in the Discord, 𝗏𝗏, was looking at the firm that did that TPUSA audit, and 𝗏𝗏 and several people brought me to the attention that the company that TPUSA started moving money to, right, in 2021, remember in 2021, they started moving money to this new company. That company was being run by Erica Kirk, guys. So, like, Erica Kirk is part of this money moving, right? The money that was moving through TPUSA was moving to a subsidiary of TPUSA that Erica Kirk was running. And then Charlie disappears, and now Erica Kirk's the CEO, and there's like missing tax forms, and like Benjamin Netanyahu's like paying influencers. There's some shit going down, boss, that like I think requires a bit of a full-scale investigation that I think Candy O is just scratching the tip of the iceberg, right? Dude, there's some shit going on, bro. But let's look at Texas. Dude, look at this, okay? Fucking a judge just ruled that Texas's gerrymandered map is not allowed in the 2026 election, right? That they can't do it, okay? A Trump-appointed judge. Look at that. Let's look at Brian Tyler Cohen's. Let's read it again. All right. It says, breaking, a Trump-appointed judge just ruled that Texas Republicans cannot use their new gerrymandered map in the 2026 midterm elections. A Trump-appointed judge. All right. Look at that, bro. There it is. A federal court blocks Texas from using new congressional gerrymander in the 2026 midterms. The decision is a major blow for Republicans in Texas and nationally who pushed through the mid-decade redistricting at the behest of Donald Trump. Attorney General Ken Paxton said he would appeal. Of course, he's going to appeal. But all of this, though, is like leaving. All of this is establishing the legal trail. Okay, the legal trail for, you know, being able to, other judges to be able to overrule this shit. But what's great about this, guys, what's great about this is they used the Trump-appointed judge used Trump's own words, guys. They used Trump's own words, okay? That's what was beautiful. Like, it was Trump himself that cost his situation in this legal case. Now, why I think this is so important is, in addition to, we know that Trump just can't shut up and he can't not shoot himself in the foot. But going back to what I said previously about how now that Trump is rattled, okay, he will start talking more. Okay, Trump gets rattled and he gets more graspy. He gets more hubris. He gets more reactionary. He gets more aggressive. He gets more reckless. And the more reckless he gets, the more he loses in court and the more he fucks his lawyers over, because sometimes he fucks up so bad that the lawyers just can't overcome it, you know? And so we are now, I feel like we're in 2020, and this is what's great, guys. He's coming up on 1 year and we're already at 2020. Like last time it took him 4 years and a pandemic to get him this rattled, and he is already this rattled and he hasn't even finished the year, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, he's 10 months in, bro. Like tomorrow is 10 months, dude. Right? Tomorrow is 10 months. He is like, yes, what a loser. Dude, he is 10 months in, dude, and he is already just rattled. All right. So it says Texas cannot use its new congressional map for the 2026 election, will instead need to stick with the lines passed in 2021, a 3-panel judge ruled Tuesday. Decision is a major blow for Republicans in Texas and nationally who pushed through this unusual mid-decade redistricting at the behest of President Donald Trump. Now, I would like to point out, guys, that you know when the last redistricting was mid-year? It was like 2003, guys, and it was Texas again. Okay, nobody does mid-decade redistricts. Nobody does. The only state that has done it in the last 25 years was Texas. I think it was 2003, and I think it was trying to fucking help Bush, right? In the 2004 elections, okay? Again, it was that smarmy fucking oil money trying to help a Republican fucking president, right? So this is bullshit. They shouldn't be doing this. They were hoping the new map would yield control of 30 of the 38 congressional districts, up from the 25 they currently hold, and help protect the narrow GOP majority in the U.S. House. The public perception of this case is that it's about politics, U.S. Jeffrey Brown, a Trump appointee, wrote in the ruling. To be sure, politics played a role in drawing the 2025 map, but it was much more than just politics. Substantial evidence shows that Texas racially gerrymandered the 2025 map. Brown ordered that the 2026 congressional election shall proceed under the map that the Texas legislature enacted in 2021. Ken Paxton, the criminal who cheats on his wife and pays for abortions, said in a statement that his office would ask the U.S. Supreme Court to reverse the ruling and allow the map to go into effect. But time is short. Candidates only have until December 8th to file for the upcoming election. Okay, December 8th, guys, that is literally like 2.5 weeks. Okay, the maps cleared the GOP-controlled legislature in August. It was quickly signed by Abbott. Several advocacy groups sued over the new district lines, saying lawmakers intentionally diluted the voting power of Black and Hispanic Texans, which they did. Drew racially gerrymandered maps, which they did. They got rid of a very powerful and popular Black, Jasmine Crockett, a Black politician. They specifically went after her district. I mean, obviously, we know what they were doing. Okay. And over the course of a 9-day hearing in El Paso, they aimed to convince the judges it was in the voters' best interest to shelve the new map until a full trial could be held. Okay, that was the advocacy groups convinced the judges. All right, so it says Texas House Minority Leader Gene Wu, a Democrat from Houston, from Houston, said a federal court, sorry, I've not been sleeping a lot lately, guys. A federal court just stopped one of the most brazen attempts to steal our democracy that Texas has ever seen. And this is true. This is absolutely true. And I mean, guys, this is so brazen and so out of pocket that you know, we've seen other states like Indiana have declined. Like a lot of states that they've been trying to talk into this have said, like, we're not going to do this because this is so brazen and so patently fucking, you know, like cheating, right? It is so patently like just trying to help Trump with his bootlicking lackeys. You know, that like there's no fairness involved. And I know they keep saying like there's gerrymandering in red states too. There is, guys. Okay. But the gerrymandering in red states is all like getting approved by voters or getting approved by the voter commissions. Like this shit is adhering to the way that they draw districts, however their districting commissions do this shit. It is not simply the majority party just deciding to change it 10 months before an election. And the Democrats have never done that. They have never mid-district, right? In the last 25 years, the Democrats have never, I meant blue, yes. There is gerrymandering in blue districts as well, or in blue states as well. There is. But they just they go through the proper channels. And even with their gerrymanders, they're getting it approved through their districting commissions and shit. And they don't do it 10 months before an election. Okay, this is just scoundrelly. Thank you for keeping me on my toes. Like I said, dude, I've been sleeping like 4 hours a night. I'm really like spread thin. So with Prop 50, I don't think Prop 50 goes forward, okay? I think, guys, that if this stalls, I think Prop 50 stalls, okay? You know what I mean? And yes, it is illegal, Marisol, right? It is illegal, right? And so I think Prop 50 is based only on Texas gerrymandering, unless they have some provision in there, but it doesn't matter because Prop 50 is getting challenged in court anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like Pam Bondi, the U.S. government is suing California. They weren't suing Texas, but they're suing California, of course, right? Dude, what a disaster. Okay, it was not immediately clear if the state still has a legal path to restoring the new map in time for 2026. See, this is the big one right here, that it's not immediately clear if the state may get screwed here because of time. Unlike most federal lawsuits, which are heard by a single district judge and then appealed to a circuit court, voting right lawsuits are initially heard by 2 district judges and 1 circuit court judge, and their ruling can only be appealed directly to the U.S. Supreme Court. Tuesday's decision came from a 3-judge panel made up of Brown, a former Texas Supreme Court justice who clerked for Abbott, and U.S. District Judge David Guadarrama, an Obama appointee, and Judge Jerry Smith, who was appointed by Reagan. My God, dude, these guys were appointed by Reagan, and they're still judging, right? Judge Jerry Smith, the Reagan guy, dissented and is going to issue his own opinion. Of course, the Reagan guy is still fucking schlobbing, right? And it comes 10 days into a month-long period when candidates can sign up for the March primary. In the meantime, the ruling has set off a cascade of political maneuvering with both parties, right? Because now they're like preparing for campaigns. Now they're using this judgment to fuel their lawsuits. I mean, like, let me just tell you guys that I don't know if you guys are aware, but the amount of like legal wrangling, I know we sit here and talk about Chuck Schumer and we sit and talk about, our Democratic leadership, Hakeem Jeffries and all this shit. Let me just tell you that there are some unsung heroes that are like doing shit right now that you're just not hearing about. Even people like Aaron Rupar, Okay. You know, Rupar, who does the clips, his news publication, his journalist company is suing Trump, and in multiple ways. They're suing about freedom of information shit. Like, there are a lot of little guys, little independent news outlets that are suing Trump, and they're doing it with citizen donated money and shit. And there are states that are suing fucking Trump, like Gavin Newsom. They have done some insane shit, like suing to prevent the National Guard, the lawsuits that have happened here in Oregon about the National Guard, Gavin Newsom suing to prevent the California National Guard from going to Oregon or fucking Chicago. I mean, the lawsuits, they're countrywide. Like, there are just a lot of people that are defeating Trump in ways that you're not seeing. That is part of the reason why his fascism is graspy and not working. It's way bigger than just Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries. You know, there are thousands of fucking lawyers and shit that and small publications and independent people that are taking the legal fight. And so far, the courts have been holding like pretty well. All right, because even Trump judges are like not into a lot of his power plays where they're trying to fucking subvert the law, because there are definitely some Trump judges, okay, like Amiel Bove or that fucking bitch down in Florida. I can't remember her name, dude, but there are judges like that and Alito and Clarence Thomas that will sniff Trump's ass and they'll fucking break the law. But a lot of these Trump judges, Eileen Cannon, yeah, thank you. A lot of these fucking judges, they have respect for the law. And even if they're on Trump's side, they're not going to fucking like detonate the law to fucking give Trump a victory. Okay? They, like many people in the law, they really respect the sanctity of the law and operating within the fucking framework of it. Even if they're like kind of corrupt and skeezy people, the law is the one way where they're like, we stay in that framework. You got to work in the confines of the law. It's a really big thing to these judges and to a lot of these lawyers. It is. Like, these judges, they fucking take this shit seriously, man. A lot of them do, thankfully, right? And law professors, oh, absolutely. Yeah, they were fucking, you know, I mean, a lot of people have been freaking out because Trump is just trying to break the law, you know, but luckily a lot of people in the legal profession are still they still like the law is something that means something to them, and they're not going to fucking bowl it over. Yeah, Mark Elias is really good. So now what they're hoping for, though, is this. So Greg 𝗙𝗍𝗓, okay, 𝗙𝗍𝗓 said the Trump-Abbott maps are clearly, excuse me. Yeah, it is Eileen. Yeah, it's like Eileen Wuornos, dude. She spells her name like the serial killer, right? She does. She spells her name just like the serial killer guys, that judge in Florida. Of course she does. And Wuornos lived in Florida too. Right? A is for asshole. Dude. Oh, shit. All right, you ready? So 𝗙𝗍𝗓 said the Trump-Abbott maps are clearly illegal, right? And I'm glad these judges have blocked them. If this decision stands, I look forward to running for re-election in my current district. Now, see, here's the thing. I don't know what's going to happen with this, but what they need is they need the Supreme Court to decide to pick this case up in the next 3 weeks. But like they have a case already that they're facing with the VRA, and they have a pretty big docket. I don't know. I see, the thing is like, I don't know if they're going to have time for this. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think they're going to have time for this, guys. You know, I honestly don't. I mean, if the Supreme Court does this, it's pretty screwy. Like, it really is. There's no reason the Supreme Court should be taking this case, especially when the VRA case they have, the Voting Rights Act, which is all about protecting the black vote. There's a case right now that is talking about whether, like, states have to respect the amount of black people in their states and make sure there's representation for them. That's one of the things that the Voting Rights Act meant. If you have, like, if 25% of your state is Hispanic, you can't have 0 Hispanic districts. You can't dilute the Hispanic districts to where the Hispanic people don't have any representation. And you can't do it with black people either. You have to protect the black people and the Hispanic people and the other nationalities in order to, right? In order to, like, guarantee that they have some representation. So with that case currently in front of the Supreme Court, there is no reason they should take this case. There's no reason. This should completely get passed. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Mine, no. Oh, shit. Mine is top. Yeah, sorry. I guess I fucking reset it. But there we go. All right. My bad. Sorry, guys. I must have refreshed the window. And then it reset it. It always resets it to top chat. But so what I was going to say is they should not take this case. Now, they might, okay? Because they are, you know, they are Trumpy's little fucking bitches. So they might take the case, right? But, you know, they shouldn't, okay? But I mean, this is just so fucking, I'm convinced that if Texas does not take this action, there's an extreme risk the Republican majority will be lost. But, like, dude, that's, like, your maps aren't to guarantee a Republican majority, okay? You know what I'm saying? These fucking guys, dude, this shit is fucking bullshit, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're that's not what their maps are about, guys. You know, it's fucking bullshit. But here, though, it says the governor explicitly directed the legislature to draw a new U.S. map to resolve DOJ's concerns. Okay? Right? So there was a DOJ letter. It's difficult to analyze. Brown said it was difficult to analyze the DOJ letter because it contained so many factual, legal, and typographical errors. But the fact that state leaders had pointed to that letter repeatedly as the impetus for redistricting was enough. The governor explicitly directed the legislature to draw a new U.S. House map to resolve DOJ's concerns. In other words, the governor directed the legislature explicitly to redistrict based on race. In press appearances, the governor plainly and expressly disavowed any partisan objective and instead repeatedly stated that his goal was to eliminate coalition districts and create new majority Hispanic districts. Right? Abbott said it was absurd to say they were drawn with discriminatory intent. Dude, these guys are such dicks, bro. They are such douchebags, bro. Jesus. And Chad Dunn, a lawyer for the plaintiffs, said he felt the state would have limited success at the high court. Right? Everyone involved said they were drawing the lines on the basis of race. I don't see how the Supreme Court sets that aside. Tuesday's ruling comes 2 weeks after California voters greenlit the state's retaliatory maps aimed to offset the Texas gains. Right? Newsom spearheaded the plan. They voted it and it passed with flying colors. Donald Trump and Greg Abbott played with fire, got burned, and democracy won, Newsom said in a statement on Tuesday. This ruling is a win for Texas and for every American who fights for free and fair elections. Dude, yeah, this was a big one, dude. This was a big one. And I mean, guys, I don't know. I was kind of feeling like they were going to get jacked because they were so obvious about it, right? Like when you look at this, they were so obvious about what they were doing. They were literally coming out and saying, yes, we're redistricting to help Trump. And we're moving the fucking people of color and removing the black districts and gathering, like reducing the number of Hispanic people who can vote, right? I mean, they're literally just standing there like talking about how illegal they are. They like the mask, the hoods are off, dude. And so, like, again, I think they're going to be screwed, boss. I don't know if that's going to get overturned. Look at this idiot. Of course, dude, a MAGA person said that doesn't make any sense. Dude, MAGA are so dumb. All right? And MAGA are so dumb, bro. Dude, look at this. You ready? Dude, look at Benny Johnson. Did you see what he was doing? Look at this. Oh my God, dude. Dude, look at this. Look at this. Again. Okay, you ready? So we've been talking Civil War, right? Civil War, it's been a big topic. We've been looking at the aspect of Candace Owens fighting MAGA. And, right, Candace Owens fighting MAGA, fighting TPUSA, fighting Erica Kirk, going up against Crowder and Ben Shapiro and all that shit. And you have Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes fracturing MAGA with their little blue hat America First, right? So there's those levels of Civil War. But now we're getting the Epstein Civil War, which is some people that are just like, I'm done with Trump. I'm done with the Republicans. They stalled this. They blocked this. But look at what's going on here, okay? Where Benny Johnson slams Mike Johnson for stonewalling the release of the Epstein files. So now we're getting that Trump loyalty line, okay? And this is where it gets interesting because Mike Johnson has sold his soul. Yes, Johnson on Johnson crime, people. Mike Johnson has sold his fucking soul to be a Trump lackey. But Trump took a huge fucking loss with the files and with Thune and Schumer doing the unanimous consent, no amendments. This shit passed. Massey beat him. They got rolled. It happened after the shutdown. Everything here. Fuck Trump. But now, you know what happens, guys? Trump will not take responsibility, guys. Part of the cult of personality around Trump is Trump never takes responsibility. So what does that mean? That means the paid Trump lackeys like Benny Johnson, Laura Loomer, Nick Sortor, they're going to have to pick somebody to blame, okay? Because they can't blame Trump. Marjorie Taylor Greene didn't even blame Trump, and he still ousted her, okay? She supported Trump. She blamed Mike Johnson. But now Mike Johnson I think he realizes, remember how shook he was? I think he realizes he's going to be on the chopping block, bro. You know what I'm saying? He is. Like Trump ain't going to take the blame for this. So now Trump is probably going to fucking sell out Mike Johnson. And the thing about it is John Thune is like too powerful and too ensconced. Like Trump can't really do anything to John Thune. He can't do anything to Chuck Schumer. He's not going to do anything to Adam Schiff. I know they're investigating, but they can't fucking touch those guys. Like the Senate could fucking bowl over fucking Trump. So I think Mike Johnson is about to get fucked. Like he's going to get fucked so hard that his son's phone is going to be getting a noti in the next couple days, bro. Like his son's phone is going to just be vibrating like all day long because Mike Johnson's getting hosed. But look at it. Look at now Benny Johnson, who, you know, is now the de facto Trump lackey. Benny goes to Washington. He puts a suit on. He's interviewing people. But look at Benny here selling out Mike Johnson. You ready? This is a fucking thing of beauty. Dude, Johnson on Johnson crime, dude. Dude, look at him. Look at him. He looks like a fucking gremlin, dude. The Covenant eyes, dude. This is what happens when you fucking make love to a Bible. All right. Shamelessly. You wake up one day and you look like this. Dude, watch Benny, though. Here we go.
All right. Enough. I've heard it and I'm done with it. I've heard it and I'm sick of it. Honestly, I'm sick of it. Life's not fair, you know? Like sometimes there are just like unfortunate political realities. Things snowball and life's just not fair. And really terrible stuff has happened to me in the public arena and so on and so forth. And every single day, like, just, you know, like, just check the comment section. It's just like, this is the world that you play in, right? And and people get bulldozed, and it sucks sometimes, and it's just not fair.
Dude, the Dems shit on them. Dude, this is what it looks like. Like, this is Benny's Epstein version of, remember when Benny's like, who needs money? Remember that clip where Benny's like, when everything was crashing because of the tariffs, and Benny's like, who needs money? You don't need money. You need Jesus and all this. Now he's back to who needs money, but he's like, who needs political success? Who needs clout? Who needs to be able to get shit done? We just got rolled by the Democrats so hard that all of us are going to be hitting grinder like double time tonight.
But there are also political realities. And the political reality of the current moment is that the evils of what Jeffrey Epstein did and the protection around Jeffrey Epstein, the racket of government protection around this international pederast that let him out of jail, that gave,
dude, which is Trump,
gave him a slap on the wrist, that gave him his own wing of the prison, that gave everybody immunity around him, that allowed him to operate and abuse these women. That's more important.
Yeah, and what's funny, though, is that's Trump. Like, dude, Acosta, who gave him immunity, was Trump's fucking labor secretary, Benny. You fucking closeted clown show. You dumb motherfucker. Bro, like, what an idiot.
To destroy. And for the American people to understand what that was.
Benny, you got shit canned. You got shit on, boss.
And sometimes you just got to do things for the greater good.
Yeah.
Now, it was Mike Johnson just a couple of short months ago that was on our program sitting just a few feet from me going, we got to just release everything. And so that was the right take. It's always been the right take. This is about marketing.
Yeah, but Benny, Trump wouldn't let him release anything. Okay, Benny? And unfortunately, Mike Johnson's incompetent, too. So instead of him, like, swearing in 𝗦𝗂𝗽𝗍𝗓 during the shutdown, right, which would have been the play, he fucked up and fucking held out. But it was because of Trump, dude. Mike Johnson does not have an original goddamn thought in his fucking head other than the password to his Grindr profile. That's it. Everything Mike Johnson does is a direct command from Daddy Trump.
Don't try and explain this kind of stuff to people. Look, you know, listen, you got yourselves into this problem.
Dude, isn't that beautiful? See, guys, this is now like, you see what I'm saying? You see what they're dealing with? Like Benny is the de facto mouthpiece. And so Benny now has to choose Trump because Trump is, you know, paying the bills, right? Hiding the Grindr password. So Benny's going to throw Mike Johnson under the bus. Everybody's going to throw Mike Johnson under the bus, right? Dude, it's so amazing. I mean, they are all having to choose fucking sides. Like every one of them are going to be brawling. Let's see what Laura Loomer's saying. Dude, this is the good Civil War shit, guys. This is it, right? This is the shit where now what we do for the rest of this year is we just gut them piece by piece. We expose TPUSA. We get Candace and Ben and Crowder and Erica Kirk and Colvett and Posobiec and Boyer. We get them all fighting. We get their fan bases fighting. We sow confusion and discord and play the mind games where we gaslight them from both sides. We continue to like make them shirk responsibility in a way that Trump avoids responsibility and starts blaming everyone. We get ballsier. We keep unleashing Marjorie Taylor Greene to go out there and fuck shit up, right? We give gasoline to every MAGA person with a bone to pick. And we give them gasoline and a blowtorch and say, go fucking rah, we're cheering for you. And we do that. Yeah, no rest. We're going to flood the zone with their own recklessness and frustration. We're going to, every time they bounce on us, we're going to be like a pinball machine and just send them back into their zone to eat each other's faces. Okay, let's see how Loomer's fucking dealing with this. Oh, look at this. Look at what Loomer's doing, guys. Now Loomer's working on a big story that MTG has tied to George Soros. Dude, MTG is now like up is down and down is up, right? Right, dude. Now MTG is George Soros, dude. The horseshoe is complete. This is hilarious. Oh my God. Dude, look at that. Dude, oh shit. Dude, oh my God, dude. Until the GOP addresses their Nazi problem, we will not win in 2026. This is hard for people to hear, but I'm speaking the truth. They're nihilistic Nazis. LARPing is MAGA. So, dude, they are, I think she's talking about Nick Fuentes, isn't she? Isn't the Nazi problem? Isn't that Fuentes and by extension, Tucker Carlson is stoking that side of the party? Right? Oh, shit. Dude, isn't that fucking crazy? Let's see if she says anything about Epstein, right? Dude, she's on the Loomer tip. Bro, they are fighting, right? Right? Oh, fuck, bro. Look at this, though. Look at this. More and more brave evangelicals are telling the GOP, we won't support you if leadership doesn't address the real Nazi problem. So this is crazy, okay? Because look at what's going on, dude. They're like the Fuentes, Tucker Carlson, bringing in Fuentes is now pissing off the evangelicals. Like now they have a Nazi problem. Dude, isn't that wild? Oh my God. Right? Isn't that crazy? But she's not really talking about, she is not talking about the vote. She completely passed it over. Okay? The only thing she's talking about is the 𝗙cie𝗶𝗶𝗍 censure. Right? All right, which
Congressman,
sorry.
Congressman, will Republicans, hi Congressman, will Republicans move to censure Rep. Plaskett after finding out she was texting with a convicted child sex offender?
I don't know. That's sort of, to me, that's just a distraction at this point.
What about Bill and Hillary Clinton?
Dude, it is a distraction, right? They want to censure Plaskett because they want to take the control over some narrative, but that failed. Okay. And in exchange, they got no censure on Corey Mills, but he's going to get defeated if he runs again. And we're going to flip his district. Okay. Because I know we talked about that earlier, but there are people talking about him. Look at this. Okay. Right. Because he's going to look at this. This is a county commissioner in Florida, Republican, who says we will lose Congressional District 7 if woman beater Corey Mills is on the ticket. So Republicans let Stacey Plaskett off in exchange for not punishing Corey Mills, which means he's going to run again and then he's going to lose and the Dems are going to flip his district. Dude, it's so good. Again, just letting the Republicans eat themselves, dude. I love this. Like, I just love this type of politics so much where you let their own hubris you let their own hubris do the work, guys. That's the thing. Let their own hubris and their own aggression and their own like massive egos and lack of fucking lack of talent, let them destroy themselves. Like, we don't even have to do the work. Just give them the rope, guys. Right? That's what we're doing. We're just giving them the rope, man. We're giving them the rope.
Congressman, will Republicans, Hi, Congressman. Well, Republicans moved to censure 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 after finding out she was texting with a convicted child sex offender.
Nope.
I don't know. That's sort of, to me, that's just a distraction at this point.
What about Bill and Hillary Clinton? They're now refusing to show up before the House oversight regarding their depositions with Jeffrey Epstein. What's going to happen with them? Is there going to be a criminal referral?
That's up to the Oversight Committee and the Speaker of the House. I mean, everybody in this country has the right to plead the Fifth Amendment. If that's what they're doing, that's fine.
Absolutely.
But if they're refusing to show up at all, that's not legal.
Bannon and Navarro were in prison for doing the same thing. Should they be as well?
That's outside of my purview.
Yeah, well, let's talk about Jim Jordan, okay? Because Jim Jordan didn't show up, right, for his subpoena, and he ain't in prison. All right, Jim Jordan with J6.
The Oversight Committee has been doing their own investigation, and we have introduced legislation because they have yet to produce a single name or any justice for these survivors.
Yeah, let's go. Dude, again, guys, I don't fucking care. My thing with this is like my new philosophy for the Democratic Party is this, and we're almost done. I have one more thing to show you, and then we're dance partying. But my philosophy for the Democratic Party is real simple. And it's like, fuck you, okay? That's my new philosophy for the entire MAGA GOP. Fuck you. We want you to get rid of 𝗙cie 𝗶𝗶𝗏𝗀. Fuck you. We want you to fucking do this. Fuck you. We want you to fucking resign. Fuck you, okay? That's it. That's my new philosophy. That's the message. We're not doing shit. We're going to fight as dirty as you. We're going to fight in the muck. We're going to take the bat to your goddamn knees, metaphorically, and you go low, we're going to get underneath you and fuck you, okay? And that's it, boss. And we're going to give them enough rope to fucking hang themselves. Now, guys, let me just tell you about the Clay Higgins thing, okay? Let me just tell you about the Clay Higgins things because I want you to see something, okay? Okay, let me just show you because Clay Higgins was the one guy who voted no, okay? But, like, let me find the fucking video here, okay, that, like... So, like, the thing about Clay Higgins, okay, is Clay Higgins... voted no. He was the one guy who voted no. But I want to see if I can fucking show you. Hold on. Let me find it. Give me 1 sec here. Okay. So you got to remember, okay? You got to remember this. Okay? So going way back when, wait, let me find it. Here we go. Okay, so Clay Higgins was this guy.
Listing the members of this committee.
Okay, for those of you who may not remember, so Clay Higgins, the way that the Jeffrey Epstein files, the estate ones, the ones that had the birthday book, right? The ones that had all these recent emails, Jeffrey Epstein's personal emails. We got them all from Jeffrey Epstein's estate in the Virgin Islands, okay? Right? And the way we got them was there was a subcommittee oversight meeting that was led by Clay Higgins up here. And what ended up happening was Garcia used that procedural motion to force a vote on subpoenaing these documents. And the way he did it, they had to take the vote, remember? And then what ended up happening was they did a voice vote and everybody said aye, and Clay Higgins was the only guy who said nay, and then he said the nay has it, and then they took a roll call. Like, watch this.
The previous order that we moved without
He adjourned the committee, remember? This is the guy who tried to fuck shit up, and they used him and abused him.
Votes would be moved until after deliberation.
So watch, they took a break.
We'll be calling up Miss Lee's.
Let's watch here.
Ms. Presley votes aye. Mr. Garcia.
Watch this.
Boebert.
Here we go.
Recorded vote is called for. The clerk will read the.
You ready? Watch.
And now we will be calling up Miss Lee's motion as amended. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. No. In the opinion of the, pardon?
The ayes have it.
In the opinion of the chair, the no has it.
Dude, you see what he did? All those in favor say aye. The whole room says aye. And then all those opposed, he said no. And then in the opinion of the chair, the no has it. Right? He tried to block it right there, the no in singular. And then they're like, what are you doing? They took a roll call vote and they passed it. This is the guy who voted no. But this was him 4 months ago trying to block this shit. Like a scoundrel. You see that shit? Dude.
Opinion of the, pardon?
The ayes have it.
Watch
Please. Motion as amended. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. No. In the opinion of the, pardon?
The ayes have it.
In the opinion of the chair, the no has it.
Recorded vote, sir.
Recorded vote is
Recorded
called
vote?
for. The clerk will read the.
And so then they called for a recorded vote and they recorded their votes and they got hammered. But this is the guy who who said no today, dude. What a clown, bro. Scoundrel, scumbag he is. He's shameless, but you gotta wonder. I mean, is he in those files? Dude, like what? You gotta wonder about this guy, right? Like, what was his thing? What did he say? All right, because he's gotta be in there, or somebody really important to him is in there, right? Because what does he says? He says, I have been a principled no on this bill from the beginning. What was wrong with the bill 3 months ago is still wrong today. It abandons 250 years of criminal justice procedure in America. As written, this bill reveals and injures thousands of innocent people, witnesses, people who provided alibis, family members, etc. If enacted in its current form, this type of broad reveal of criminal investigative files released to a rabid media will absolutely result in innocent people being hurt, not by my vote. The Oversight Committee is conducting a thorough investigation that has already released 60,000 pages of documents. That effort will continue in a manner that provides all due protections for innocent Americans. The Senate amends this bill to properly address the victims and privacy, aka to have control over what they can call credible, right? Then he'll vote for it. But this is bullshit, because at the end of the day, this bill, it protects victims. There are going to be redacted people. It's not going to protect the perps. And dude, my thing is this, is you know what? Let me just tell you this. 1,000 or more women have been raped by fucking Jeffrey Epstein and his lackeys and these rich, powerful men. And so if a bunch of innocent people get hurt, I don't fucking care. Okay? They are collateral damage, because already 1,000 innocent young girls and their families and their boyfriends and their girlfriends and their brothers and sisters and uncles and everybody they've come in contact with, all the broken relationships that have resulted of this, there's thousands have already been hurt. So fuck you. If there's a little collateral damage, we don't give a shit. Okay? I don't give a fucking shit, bro. We're going in there and they will be fine. They're going to be way better off than the girls who got raped by these motherfuckers. And fuck you, Clay Higgins. And he's even lying too, right? Because the victims' names can't be in there, so the victims are all getting redacted. So fuck him, So fuck you, Clay Higgins. But isn't that guy a clown, dude? Dude, what a clown. All right, you ready for dance party or what? Dude, we got a dance party coming up. Dude, these guys, man. Dude, Trump got so fucked today, guys. He did. Dude, Trump got so fucked. Like Trump. And guys, I'm going to dig up some more of the Civil War shit because that Benny Mike Johnson thing is going to be huge. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be huge, guys. It is. It is going to be huge, right? It's going to be fucking the side choosing now and seeing who's the fall guy. Who's the fall guy for this? Because they're going to carve up, guys. They're going to carve up. They're going to blame MTG. They're going to blame... I'm really curious to see what happens to Nancy Mace, because Nancy Mace is kind of really fucked. She lost her crusade against Corey Mills, right? Because the Dems are going to try to take his district. Trump hasn't endorsed her. She's like flailing and attention getting with everyone, but she's like in between, dude. She like turned on Trump by voting for that discharge petition. Trump's never going to give her the endorsement, no matter how much she sucks up. Like, dude, I think there's going to be a lot of content to show up now. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a lot of we're going to have a lot of content of, yes, popcorn, because there's a lot of Republicans that are going to be eating other Republicans, dude. Oh, there's one other thing I wanted to show you guys. The last thing was the win of the day, to sum it all up, was the Newsom press office. Of course, Governor Newsom press office winning the day. At the end of all this, Trump gets rattled. He gets broken. He gets kicked in the nuts. Mike Johnson is being eaten. Everybody is shook. Thune and Schumer fucked him. All of the influencers are choosing sides. Everyone's having to grapple. Trump is having COVID-level meltdowns, yelling at reporters. The female reporter called out MBS in public for 9/11 and the bone saw, which is like showing you how bold ABC journalists are being after he threatened to pull their license and sued them. And right, I know people are complaining that ABC paid Trump off to make the lawsuit go away. But then look, an ABC reporter comes and fucking sinks him in public. So ABC's not capitulating. They're paying him off to get him off their backs, but then they're coming right back with their reporters. So we're still in the fight, guys. But then Newsom comes in and just ends the day with you're right, coming in and just, while Trump is going off and rambling, Newsom comes in and dude, good night, little piggy, bro. Oh my God, dude. Look at that. After all of this, dude, and what's crazy about it is he's not lying. I feel like Donald Trump's presidency ended today. Today literally ended his fucking presidency, dude. Good night, little piggy, dude. And that is him, dude. Tell me that's not him, bro. This is not AI. Chat, this is real, dude. Oh, fuck. Bro, I'm going to be using this image. This image is going to be around, dude, forever. Right? Dude, I literally think Trump's presidency ended today, guys. I think it was over. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's just see what his response was about this. I should probably, before we go, we should look at his fucking, right? His fucking profile. And what does he say here? Right? This is what he said. This was 2:35. So he did this before the Senate vote. He said, I don't care when the Senate passes the House bill, whether tonight or some other time in the near future. I just don't want Republicans to take their eye off of all the victories we've had, including the great big beautiful Bill Clinton closed borders, no men and women sports, transgender for everyone, Trump gender for everyone, and in DEI, except for my granddaughter Kai getting into the golf tournament, stopping Biden's record-setting inflation by making it higher, biggest tax and regulation cuts, destroying the economy with tariffs, stopping no wars, rebuilding our military with a bunch of drunk rapists like 𝗙𝗎𝗄𝗏, being respected by nobody in the world, having trillions of dollars not invested in the U.S., except Toyota putting in money to fucking convert their factories to robots, having created the dumbest country anywhere in the world, and even delivering a huge win to the Democrats on the shutdown by being so woefully fucking incompetent, make America fucking like cry because my presidency ended today. So that was his last truth, guys. Look at this shit. That was it. Okay? Dude, that's it, guys. He hasn't said shit, dude. Dude, Trump is silent. Okay? Trump. Right? Where is it? Oh shit. We got to go back. Hold on. Dude, it does. It reads like a eulogy for his political career. But like, that's what makes this so special is they took Piggy, but like literally, I think Trump's presidency ended today, guys. I think it ended today. And right? I think it ended today. And he is like, look at him. He didn't even fucking tweet after this. He didn't rage. He didn't fucking say shit. He didn't like call anybody out. Like he took a major fucking L, bro. He took like a 2020 election size L right up his fucking like smarmy, sweaty ass, diapered ass, right up his fucking dude. He may take a handful of pills in case close. Dude, he might. Oh shit, dude. Dude, I hope they put locks on the fucking second story windows at the White House because I'm concerned about the man. Nobody let him up on the top floor of Mar-a-Lago. Keep him away from the roof because homie, he's done, bro. He is done, boss. Oh shit. Are you ready? Are you ready? You ready to dance? Dude, let's fucking dance. Thank you for the dance party. Thank you guys all so much. Okay. Thank you guys so much for all the support. The channel's been growing and we're going to keep growing. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the streams have been growing. Like so many more of you have been hanging out every night. And I'm seeing new faces every night. And I'm really thankful that you guys are here. Okay. I'm really thankful that you guys are here and that you guys are fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not having to go through this alone. You know what I'm saying? Like I would not want to be going through this alone. But like we've had a big boost lately and we're going to keep growing, guys. We're going to keep growing. We're going to keep fucking MAGA shit up, boss. We are. Like I want MAGA gone and I want TPUSA neutralized and I will do just about anything to make that shit happen. You know what I'm saying? And so we've been growing. Well, so what it is though, Matt, is the sub growth has been steady. Right? Like I haven't been growing outrageously fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it has been fast. Dude, 𝗙Punk 5 gifted. Like, it's been fast, but it's not been like viral fast. But what has been happening is we've been growing with people that are like hanging out all the time. It's not like viral. It's just been slow, steady growth of people that are like watching every video, seeing every stream, hanging out for a long time, you know, fucking getting memberships, like buying dance parties and commenting and participating, right? Like people are participating. And so that makes me really happy because I feel like that means they're participating out there too in their fucking, you know what I'm saying? People are participating, I think, in their friend groups and in their neighborhoods and like just like we're not being hopeless. You know what I'm saying? We are not being fucking hopeless. We are not fucking letting the fascists think that we're beaten. We are fucking showing up And we are kicking ass, bro. We're taking the dubs, dude. And yes, protecting democracy, protecting each other. You know? Fucking, we're fucking getting it, baby. We're getting it. All right? Thank you, dude. One more for the fucking memberships. And now we're gonna dance. Fuck you, Trumpy. Oh, I'm a piggy. I just got shit on. Oh, Benny Johnson. Maybe Benny Johnson will come over. Oh, Trumpy. Dude, you think Trumpy like calls himself that? You think he looks in the mirror and he's like, oh, Trumpy. Oh, Trumpy. They don't like me. Oh, Gavin Newsom's making fun of me again, Trumpy. Oh, Trumpy. Dude, fuck you, Trumpy. Fuck you. That's all I got to say. Dude, fuck you, Trumpy. Fuck you. All right, you ready? Let's go. On that note, let's get edit mode ready. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. You ready? All right. It's time to dance. Time to get a little deja vu happening. Dude, I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know how much energy I'm going to be able to, right? I don't know how much energy I'm going to be able to summon tonight. I've not been getting a lot of sleep, so I'm exhausted. I'm going to try to bring it, but if I'm a little low energy, I'm apologizing in advance, okay? Just so you know. Well, we're going to see what we get. All right, here we go. Here we go, baby. Fuck you, Trumpy! Alright. That's some vibey shit. Alright, I had a little bit of energy. Ooh, oh, 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 oh. 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 Let's go, baby! Thank you guys again for everything! Dude, what a fucking night, dude. What a fucking stream, boss. Alright, take care of yourself. Take care of your head. Alright, we got some big victories today, but we got a lot of fighting left to do. This shit ain't over, boss. But we are here we're in it to win it, and I will see you tomorrow. Oh, 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 oh. 'Cause nothing is what I think. I will drown in pink. Yeah, 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 yeah. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. I will drown in pink. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. Nothing is what I think. I will drown in pink. Oh, 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 oh. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night. I love you.